Tuesday Action Jones, and welcome to this Tuesday week. Oh my god. So I have been watching and sending Paul Bearer promos to Joe all day, and I sent him the one where he's in a He's in the police station with Mr. Fuji, and he's wearing a dress, and then and a wig, and he's like, "Why are you wearing a dress?" And he's like, "Dress? What dress?" And then and the wig. And he's like doing this whole thing, and then the Undertaker.
It's a weird thing to get when I'm getting my cup of coffee in the morning. I'm looking at Paul Bear going, "Dress."
Yeah,
all right.
It was very funny.
Just the things I get sent sometimes.
Yeah, it happens.
It's like when I used to talk to you via emojis only.
Yes, so I've been sending him and quoting and talking like that all day, and it's just been very funny to me.
Yeah, it's been the faces are what gets me.
Makes sense to me. Let me do that. There we go. Yeah, God. So we have been having a very funny time with me trying to keep a straight face doing that all morning. But this is the Still Standing Podcast. I'm Dead Action Jones. I'm joined by Joe Zombie. And
it's Joe.
Joe. What Joe?
Need the lights to come down and then for me to appear.
Gong.
Yeah.
And you're just like eyes rolled back in your head. I'm sure that'll play perfectly for people in the audio, listening to the audio version. I'm sure
absolutely. It's gonna be great.
Yeah.
Like, what are they fucking laughing at?
Be wonderful. So the people who don't watch the video version have no clue that the first 10 seconds of the video every week, we do some dumb pose for the first 10 seconds while the intro music kicks off. They have no idea, but we do. And we were doing dumb stuff every week, and then we just decided to pose doing stupid stuff with our coffee. And today I decided to make Paul Bearer face, and then kicked off with that voice. So if you're like, "Who the hell is this talking?" That was what that was my impression of that. Yeah. Anyway, it's been a good morning so far.
It's been eventful, to be sure.
It has been very, very, very comical. It's been a good week for video games too. Holy shit.
It's been a busy week. Not all of it necessarily good.
Sure. I've played a lot of things, and we're here to talk about some of those. So what have you played? Because I feel like I've probably played more than you this week.
I have played Elden Ring pretty much consistently. I think I've got 127 hours in Elden Ring at this point. It's like an MMO for me right now.
Jesus.
Yep. Generally, if I'm playing on my Xbox, it's gonna be Elden Ring. That's the only thing that exists for me right now. It's all Elden Ring all the time. Today maybe might play some Tunic, or might say I'm gonna play Tunic, and then Elden Ring looks at me and I go, "All right, baby, I'll come back."
You say that, you're burying the lead here. The last weekend was actually a Golden Glory weekend, and a particular somebody finally joined us in the ranks of Pirate Legend. So congratulations are in order there.
It was all such a blur that I totally forgot about that. Mm-hmm. Yeah, Sea of Thieves. I finally got to Pirate Legend via the double XP weekend, which something I wouldn't say I've been doing for years at this point. Probably maybe a year and a half when I've started playing
seriously.
But
but you did play at the start with me. You were just like, "There's not a lot to do right now. I don't want to play this," and I was like, "Okay, I get it, but I'm going to. So see you later," and I would go play.
Yeah. When you used to stream a lot, you used to just you'd have just fishing and chill streams.
It was great. I remember. It was awesome. It was so good. I should get back to doing that at some point, honestly, because those are fun.
Yeah, but I'm super glad I finally have passed that hurdle, and now I don't really have to worry about rep so much anymore, because I know it goes up to 75, but 50 is the rank that really matters with the factions. and now I can just do whatever I want and not have to worry about rank. And I'm just like, yay, I'm free.
Remember when I told you that the moment you hit Pirate Legend, it was going to take the rock off your chest, and you would just be like, and now I can enjoy myself and level however I want throughout the season for renown. And you have already, literally less than one play session later, you're already like, I can do whatever I want.
Now it can be like, hey, can we go do it at Athena's voyage, please? I want to do an Athena's voyage. And you can go, meh.
Yeah, and then I can make this face and go. Because I feel like the moment you put an Athena's on your boat, you're like, because every Reaper ship, you hear the gong, and then all the Reaper ships just converge on your location. Yeah, yeah. Especially considering that you can do Athena's rep emissary.
Yeah,
put that flag up, which then makes you the
right there.
Yeah, but also it's like the only way to level Athena's rep value, like at a decent clip, is to just go for the bonus stuff. So
unfortunately,
I assume, because here's the thing though, I assume that every piece of loot counts towards Athena's emissary stuff. I assume that because when you do their voyages, you're just doing all of the other quests in the game. I have not done the Athena's emissary stuff. I would not know, but that's because I don't do Athena's quests, because they are the biggest, longest fucking, in a game where they are taking great strides to make incredible quick little jump in jump out opportunities. Those new Spanish forts, we played quite a few of those this weekend.
Yeah, those are fun.
They're so much fun, and they last like 5 minutes, and you just get the stuff and leave. It's very fun. Those are so much fun. I love those.
It feels very piratey.
Yes, they're literally like,
without having to go out in the ocean and like fuck up someone else's day.
Correct. You just show up, and they have already justified that these are evil Spanish forts.
They had to do that pretty quickly. Like, no, you're not robbing innocent guys who just a fort.
No, these are cultists that worship the evil pirate guy. You can totally go take them out. It's fine. And so you're like, okay, great. Speaking of that, there's going to be a story event that kicks off limited time. We'll have to do it at some point.
When does that start? Do you know?
It's either today or tomorrow or the next day. It's within like the next couple of days.
If it started today, then Tunic may be once again on the back burner. Yeah. I'm trying my damnedest to play, because everything about Tunic looks great.
Yeah.
It's just been impossible to pull myself away from other stuff. And
I'm here to say,
I feel like that's going to be my life going forward.
I'm here to say Tunic is a beautiful game. Tunic has this incredible sense of wonder and discovery.
When we did the impressions video, it's just like everything about this looks dope.
Yes.
I don't know if I'll be able to play it.
I found out that there is a turn off the stamina mode and a no fail mode you can turn on. And so since I just want to see that game, I don't care about I don't think the combat's fun. Like, the combat soured on me, and because I played like a short amount, I was like, I don't want to spoil anything. So we made a super short video, like, hey, look at this game. This is what it is. This is what you see. Go play it. Basically like a trailer for it. It was like 10, 15 minutes. It's like, here, I got a stick. Okay, great. Go play it yourself. And so that was what I did. And then I found out that you can do that. So I kind of want to just burn through the game just to see the cool stuff everybody's talking about, because I don't like the combat. The combat feels like you're at a it's not like Dark Souls.
Obviously not for everybody.
Right. Well, but it doesn't feel like Dark Souls, where it's like balanced, where you're like, that if you get hit, it's because you got greedy or because you weren't rolling properly. Because like you can roll through every attack and everything as long as you roll. Right. And so, but that game, the very first enemy you meet in the game, like right after you meet the first enemy, is like a little slime. The blue versions of the slimes, when they get close to you, they just do backflips constantly. There's no opportunity for you to hit them because they literally spin this fast. It's like backflip, backflip, backflip. And they can just rotate towards you. So you basically just have to eat damage on fighting them. So I was just like, this isn't fun. Because then I'm like half dead after I leave the bonfire. And I'm like, haven't even gotten any exploration in. So I kind of just want to turn all that off and just look at the game and just drink in the splendor and beauty and go, wow, this is awesome. I'm very excited I got to see this stuff.
I think that's a testament to the game, to where you're willing to do that. You're like, I just want to see it. Like, I just want to do the game. I want to enjoy my lo-fi beats, and I want to see all the weird, cool stuff.
I just want to hear all of the soundtrack.
Find all the manual pages.
Right. I want to get the manual pages, see the secrets, and whatever. Apparently, there's character customization in that game. I heard rumblings. No one revealed anything specific, but I heard that there is character customization that is in a secret location that you would not know about, that I know nothing about where it is, but I heard discussions from people who beat the game that were like, what is this you're talking about? And they're like, yeah, you beat, yeah.
You can make your fox look however you want. And you're like, where?
Yeah, exactly. They're like, I've beat this game. I played this game for 15 hours and I never saw that ever. And they're like, oh, I just walked down a flight of stairs and there it was. And I was like, what? So what other shit is hidden in this game? Speaking of hidden shit in games, the Elden Ring wall that you have to slap 100 billion times is also an amazing secret.
Yeah, when I saw that video, I'm like, please tell me there's not a bunch of those. And there probably is.
Makes me wonder how many walls that I have seen that say fake wall here that I hit and didn't do anything.
Liar ahead or whatever.
How many of those were actually walls and that guy knew and no one else did, and they were like, hit it once and they're like, didn't work, that guy's an asshole, and they marked it as like negative. Yeah. A good question.
It's also telling me, and I think we've talked about this before, I haven't gotten to the point yet. I think you're kind of getting there, where I'm like, I just have to put this game down. I can't. I'll get back to it eventually, but at some point I'm just gonna have to put Elden Ring down and start playing other stuff, and not consistently being like, I'm going to play Elden Ring today for the next 4 hours.
Go ahead. The thing for me I was going to say is a lot of people have burned through the game because they had really fun builds they were using, and they nerfed all those to fucking garbage. So now, like, we're now playing the hard mode of the game because we didn't beat it in an hour.
Yeah.
We didn't beat it in the first 3 days, so now we don't get the cool stuff.
Yeah, we don't have the mimic tier. We don't have the broken mimic tier. We don't have, what is it?
Hoarfrost Stomp.
Or the Blade of Fire and Flame, or whatever it's called. But it's for me. I've found a build that works for me, and it was super fun to go the last bit of the game because I did finally roll credits on it, and I got my ending, even though it wasn't technically the ending I wanted, because I forgot that there was like the one thing I missed. One thing I didn't get the ending I was going to get, and I'm super fucking annoyed. And that's kind of what like just derailed a lot of momentum, is when I missed that one thing and didn't get that ending, and I'm like, I don't want to have to do all this shit again to do this ending that I already had to do. But like you said, I'm going to be in Journey 2 or whatever you want to call it. I'll be more powerful and so on and so forth, and everything scales with you. But it's not so much the difficulty, it's the doing.
Yes, I feel like
I'm like, I did all this again and I don't wanna.
Yes, I feel like seeing credits on a game takes a lot of because like I'll be like, all right, I'm gonna beat this game, and then I'm gonna just fly through it so no one can spoil it, and then I'm gonna go back and take my time. I did that with Dying Light 2. That game, I really like it. I know you're not as hot on it as I was, but I really like that game, and I got an ending, and I jumped through. I went back and made a Peacekeeper playthrough because those upgrades are actually useful, and they put the UV light watchtowers around all over the place and stuff like that, which is way more useful than you can have an extra vent every now and then, and you're like, you can grab a bag and jump off the side of a building and hit the ground without dying. And I'm like, I also have a fucking parachute. I can also do that anywhere. So those upgrades are useless. So I did that and played through it, but then like because hard drives are small, I was like, well, I got to take Dying Light off my hard drive for now. So
yeah, we've been having that struggle.
Yeah, those hard drives are not very big. I've got like 4 games installed and had to uninstall GTA temporarily last night for Tiny Tina's Wonderland's coming out soon. So we'll have something on that soon. I'm excited about that game because I've heard that the writing is better than Borderlands 3, which I think is terrible. I think that game, that is the one Borderlands game that my friends and I, including just even my siblings, were all like, we're going to play thousands of hours of this like we did all the other ones. We're going to play so much of this. It's going to be so amazing. And I didn't even beat the story until like, I don't know, a year after it came out, and we went back and you were like, we should play through some of the DLC. And I was like, I hadn't even beat the story yet. So we beat the story, and then we started one of the DLCs, and then we were like, I'm bored. So we stopped playing it again. So I think we did beat the Jackpot DLC, and then we just uninstalled again. It was just like, oh, fuck this.
Oh, you uninstalled it. I still went back and started playing some of the DLCs, and then eventually I stalled out and didn't beat all the DLCs.
Sure.
Like, all right, I'm done. I'm good.
Yeah, so hearing that this one is better and you can make your own character and stuff, I'm very excited about that. So we'll jump into that before too long. We'll be into that one, and it'll be a good time. I have been playing a lot of Rune Factory 5 because that game is very good. I love those games. If this is the first Rune Factory game in 10 years, that if you don't count re-releases, it's the first new thing in the series. It looks like the art style that Pokemon Legends Arceus was going for with the weird like oil painting filter look stuff.
Sure.
But it actually has the oil painting filter on it that makes everything look watercolored and like brushed and stuff. So it looks really good on the Switch. And I was having
some frame rate issues.
I was having a little bit of frame rate issues on launch day and on the docked mode, and then I took it out of docked mode into handheld mode and noticed I had none of those issues. And then the game crashed on me at some point during a cutscene. It was the only time it's ever crashed. And so then when I booted the game back up, I put it back in docked mode and it was running fine. So I don't know.
Temporary issue.
Yeah, I don't know if it was like a memory, like it had like a memory buildup leak or something, or what happened. But it ended up being fine eventually. And that game is, if you like Rune Factory or Stardew Valley likes, it sure is a good one of those.
But this isn't 2D; it's 3D, right? It's not like top down and all that type of stuff.
It's not isometric like the rest of them because none of them are 2D. Yeah. They're all isometric, like Diablo from the top. This one is like an actual like 3DS, like behind the back RPG. With action combos, like think like My Time at Portia.
Okay, I think I know. I haven't seen a whole lot because that genre for me kind of just like passed me by entirely after after a long time ago, I guess I would say. Because like I've never played Stardew Valley. I haven't played any of the new Harvest Moons or the new Animal Crossings.
What you're saying is that we should play Stardew Valley together at some point is what you're saying. I'm hearing you.
If I look, man, that's one of those games you might have to drag me kicking and screaming to play. Because it's just, I look at it and everyone seems to be having so much fun, but I just don't get it. I've never understood the appeal.
What you're saying.
I do not. Like when Animal Crossing New Horizons was like the thing and people were like making talk shows in it and all that stuff. I'm like, that's fine. It looks boring as hell.
It's so good.
Everyone's like, I need to find someone who's got mangoes. I'm like, why do you care? Who cares?
So you can make an orchard all the different fruits because other people's fruits are worth 5 times as much as yours. That's why.
Fair enough.
Also, I was like,
pay off the raccoon mob, and that's.
I was like, oh my God, it is so hot in my office right now. I'm going to have to go turn the air on. I'm going to have to run in the middle of this podcast out of the room to go turn the air on. And I looked down and realized that, no, the vent was just closed. We're good. I was
doing it live, folks.
Yeah, I was like, I'm going to fucking die. I'm going to burn to death in this office. And
it turns into the scene from Ace Ventura where you just start just taking off your clothes. You're just like soaked in sweat.
You literally see me just crawl out of a rhino ass. Just give me a giant rhino asshole to crawl out of. It's the miracle of birth. That'll play really well in the video version. Sorry to the audio listeners, and just go check it out on YouTube. I guess it's free.
God damn it! I'm gonna die. Oh shit.
That was amazing. You are welcome. But it is a Rune Factory game. You are a person who wakes up in the middle of the woods. You're an amnesiac. You don't. So
of course you are.
Well, in all those games, you're a character who wakes up in the middle of somewhere because you have touched a rune spell circle that was active, and it eats your memories. Because if you touch an active spell, it absorbs rune energy, which is the life force of that universe. So it takes your memories because I guess it doesn't want to take your physical form, so it takes your other stuff. And so your brain is always the thing that gets wiped like a flash drive. And so you find out that you're an Earthmate. Earthmates can talk to the monsters of the universe, and they can talk to dragons and stuff. Yeah, it's one of those, but you're now like a ranger, and so instead of having like a house on a farm, you're now running an outpost, and you can actually upgrade the entire town. So it's pretty cool.
So would you say this is a game mostly for people who enjoy that type of game, or do you think this is a good break-in point for that type of game?
I would say
Stardew Valley does a better job of like being more of like to get into that genre of video game.
no. I would say this game is actually like point for point very similar to Stardew Valley. In the fact, in all the best ways, in the fact that Stardew Valley took things from Harvest Moon and it took things from Rune Factory and made Stardew Valley. Like, and My Time at Portia did the same thing. Like, you have your farming aspects of it, right? You have the social aspects of it in the game where you're, making friends and you can actually recruit those people and you can give them gear and they can fight with you, or you can recruit monsters and tame those and have them work on your farm. So you can have like one monster barn that like works on the farm. You can have one monster barn that is like your combat team that you take into dungeons with you, because you can take up to 3 people or monsters. So it's a 4-man squad, and then you can go into these dungeons, level them up and make them better. You can ride on them into battle, certain ones. And so you've got all this farming stuff, but you also have like actual dungeons and all the crafting. So you're going into these dungeons almost like Racketeer style, where you're going into the dungeons to get stuff, to then build stuff to sell, or build stuff to gear yourself up better so that you can go further into these dungeons. So it has a lot of combat in it. Like, it's definitely way more combat.
I was just wondering, like, if you were talking to someone, like you're talking to me, like, would you be like, hey, this is a good game to be like, hey, if you want to try that genre of game, Rune Factory 5, here you go. You should definitely try it if you're interested in that type of thing. Or yes. Are there other games that have done it better?
No, I would say this is the one. This will be one to go with. This or Stardew Valley, or
And I'm guessing this is
I love
specific.
Yes,
because Rune Factory is one of those games that if I didn't know you, I wouldn't have any idea what the game you were talking about is.
Which is crazy because they're very popular among the people who like that genre. I get it. It's not Call of Duty. I get it, but like that name does carry weight.
But it's never usually been my jam, as it were, with like, I want to go build a farm or build a town, and like I've never I'm okay with like base building elements in games, but when that's like the central gameplay loop, it's never been my particular.
I will say, as someone as someone who likes those things, having that be the central loop where it's like go out, find cool monsters, befriend cool monsters, bring them back, make friends with them, then they work on your farm, or send them off to, or you bring them with you to go fight, and then you can you're like, I'm gonna go break the portal so no more monsters can spawn in this room, and while you're doing that, your monster team is like kicking the ass of everything that's already spawned, so you're like, I'm gonna make sure no more monsters spawn, and they're just clubbing things in the head behind you while you're like running. You're like, all right guys, here's how it's gonna work. I'm gonna run in there, I'm gonna close the portal, it's all gonna be it reminds me of almost like a Dragon Age Inquisition, where you're just standing there holding the A button while your team like tries to kill stuff while you're like holding the button to close the things. Absolutely.
Sure.
But it is interesting because instead of just having a house that you upgrade like a Stardew Valley or stuff, a new thing that people have started doing in these games, probably because of New Horizons' popularity, is that in Pioneers of Olive Town, you upgraded the entire town. So like you would but it wasn't and that I think that also came from My Time at Portia, because you actually built up the town doing projects and stuff. Animal Crossing, you do the same thing, and then in Pioneers of Olive Town, you're in an old, you have a farm, you do your farm stuff, but you also have like projects you can do to make the town more successful. So they bring in more visitors, more tourists. It's like make your town into a tourist destination kind of thing, and then but you're not like actually like tiering, making you're not like taking like the pharmacy and making the pharmacy a 2-tier pharmacy or a 3-tier pharmacy or whatever. And so you're doing that stuff in Rune Factory 5, and it actually is very useful because, as I told you, apparently I upgraded my doctor's office last night and unlocked the ability to get vaccines, which that sure sounds like someone will bitch about at some point, but those people aren't playing Rune Factory because Yeah.
You
Only
walked in
cool
the
people
building,
play
you're
Rune
like,
Factory.
I don't think you've researched these vaccines enough for me to be
That's
comfortable
dumb.
taking them.
That's dumb. Fuck it. Vaccines work for a reason. That's bullshit. I can't even joke about it anymore.
Excuse me, I'm going to go shove an avocado up my ass because that's what's really going to fix me.
No.
I don't need your vaccines.
I can't even joke about this shit anymore. It's too real. I can't even joke about it. But the vaccines give you like elemental resistance or like poison resistance, immunity, and stuff like that. Like it gives you different, it's like basically different buffs you can get.
I'd love a vaccine that makes me less cold. That'd be great.
Sure. Yeah, it'd be awesome. But that is Rune Factory. I've been playing that. I've been playing a lot of that. I've been playing.
That's been your main game, I think, for the last couple days.
Yeah, it has been nice to play something that is not quite as beat you over the head with how stupid you are as Elden Ring.
It's a lot more gentle in teaching you the lessons.
It's also a lot nicer to hang out with waifus than it is to hang out with waifus that will murder you and give you something called Scarlet Rot.
Yeah. I don't want any Scarlet Rot.
If you hug somebody in Rune Factory, you might end up married. If you hug somebody in Elden Ring, you get a disease.
Or a buff.
It's a debuff. That is not a buff. You lose 5% of your mortality because you hugged a woman. So never hug a woman again. That's the rule.
Yeah, that's the rule.
Yeah.
Be alone. Don't hug women.
Yeah, don't do it.
That's what you come here for.
No. Don't touch those ladies. Leave those ladies alone. Wild West is supposed to be coming out soon, and I'm very excited about that game.
Weird West?
Weird West, yeah, that's the one. Weird West. Yeah. I'm so excited about it. I forgot the name. That game looks really cool, and I'm very excited about it.
Coming out on Game Pass, which is super great.
Super cool. Tunic is also on Game Pass, which is how I'm playing that one. Because there's so many games right now that no one can afford all this shit. You should have all stopped a long time ago. Fiscal years be damned. I constantly thank God for Esteban, but my wallet can't take it. Jesus.
It is one of those things, especially if you play on multiple consoles, it gets ridiculous.
Imagine covering games, but not being to the point where you can be recognized enough where they're sending you codes for things, and so you're having to foot the bill on all that stuff because you've been doing it for a shorter period of time. And so you're like, well, that's $60, that's $70, that's $50, that's $30, that's $20, that's $70. And when you're splitting it between two people, it's still too goddamn much money. So especially all in a month.
Yeah, it's
woof, man.
I guess March is just the month I'm broke.
Yeah, pretty much. But I'll tell you what, it has been silver lining. I've had a lot of cool shit to play.
Absolutely, I have not been bored. That's for damn sure.
No, sir. And all the coverage we have done of those things so far is all up on our YouTube site. So enjoy all of that. You're welcome.
It's all good. It's all the best.
Literally everything, including the WWE game. Everything has been so good. It's been so much fun. It's been great. It's crazy, and there's still more, even through April. I think it's Jesus. So
yeah, I guess. April, I think, like the beginning of April is when the Skywalker Saga,
and that game looks amazing too. That game looks amazing. I need a good Star Wars game. Sure. It looks awesome. They fucking like pushed that game back and were like, we're gonna put a combo system into a Lego Star Wars game and third person shooting. I was like, I'm in.
Son of a bitch, I'm in.
Say no more. You have stances in your Star Wars game. I'm in. The last one of those I played was awesome. So getting into the news, a little bit of personal news, I suppose. If you notice, we didn't have a video up yesterday. That's because Alabama was underwater.
At least where you are.
Well, I was in the middle of the state, and you're in the north part of the state, so I kind of catch all of it. So I just did not put, we did not do a video yesterday because we were going to record the night before, but the storm started then, and it was like, well, I would hate to start doing a recording and then lose all of it and then have to do it all over again and just act like we hadn't seen this before. So we would rather just record during safe conditions and worry more about being still standing through all of the weather than giving a YouTube video. So we took a day off due to safety, so sorry about it.
Sorry for the delay.
Yeah,
we'll make it up to you.
Correct. You got 3 videos on Monday. Sorry you didn't get one on Tuesday, but you got 3, and one of those was an hour long. So you are not lack for content.
Yeah, maybe people were happy about it. Like, I just have all these videos to watch. Oh, I have time now. Oh gosh, thank you.
There's still time. Speaking of there being still time, Suicide Squad has been delayed till 2023.
Which I hope is, for not just because they had another game coming out this year. I hope it's not the only reason why it was delayed.
Here's the thing. I have one actual theory and one soapbox theory. Which one do you want to hear first?
Here, we'll start with your actual theory, and then I'll allow you onto the soapbox. How about that?
Okay, so
I'll let you out of the corner.
My tinfoil hat, whatever. More of a tinfoil hat than a soapbox, but you'll understand why when you hear it. So my actual theory is they pushed it back because Gotham Knights got the release date of October 25th, and they did not want to stomp over their own sales. Because if we remember when EA did that with Battlefield and Titanfall, and it obliterated Titanfall. They obliterated their own thing, which is unfortunate because Titanfall is awesome, and they should just be making another one of those because it's way more fun.
Definitely the much better game.
God, it is way more. It's way more fun than Apex. I'm sorry, Apex fans. I think Apex is fun, but Titanfall is way more fun. It just will always be way more fun.
Yeah. To be honest, it's the fact that you can hop into a giant mech immediately makes it better. I don't care what anyone says. If you hand me a mech, it's immediately a better game.
Give me a first-person shooter where it takes the advantage point of cool customizable mech suits, because the playing just the mech suit mode in Titanfall 2 was so much fun. I didn't have to be a person. Just doing the last mech standing stuff was very fun. Capture the flag where you're carrying a 50-foot tall flag that's got a hologram on the end of it was very fun. So that is, I think it's because Gotham Knights got the release date. That's probably actually why. But my tinfoil hat / soapbox thing is probably they might be pushing that game back to put the John Cena guy in it.
Peacemaker?
Would not be surprised because of how big that game, because of how big that show was, and how he was like the standout from that one movie he was in and the show.
You see,
I wouldn't be surprised.
I would argue with that because I feel like that's taking another character. I mean, they could. I doubt it. I think they would want to just keep the 4 people they have right now and just keep, improving that, than to introduce a whole new element. Because I feel like Peacemaker would be way too similar to Deadshot in the fact that you're just using different kinds of guns. It's literally to the point in the Suicide Squad movie, they make a joke about him and Bloodsport being basically the same person.
Sure.
And in a video game, that can cause a lot of issues. Because if you just got a bunch of people that play all the same, then people are going to be like, why are these people here in the first place?
I mean,
it's the same thing when they do with Avengers.
It's to say John Cena's in that game. Because
sure.
When we played here's the thing, when we played that Avengers game, the first 2 DLC characters, first off, don't ever fucking send out Hawkeye as your first character. And especially don't send out Hawkeye as your second character.
After Kate Bishop.
What the fuck are you doing? The first one is female Hawkeye, and then they're like, if you guys weren't enough with Hawkeye, we've got male Hawkeye coming out. I'm like, great, wonderful, love it. And then they're like, and now Black Panther. And we're like, yay, that's actually cool. Thank you, I guess. That being said, Hawkeye is fun to play, and so is Kate Bishop. Yeah. They're both fun to play. But when you're trying to draw people in, don't say Hawkeye and Lady Hawkeye. Ooh.
So I think that could be it could be like that with Peacemaker and Deadshot, is to have those 2 characters basically be very similar, except Deadshot suddenly has a jetpack because he needs a different traversal element than everyone else.
I think the whole thing based off of that, I would say they would choose that and put him in the game just based off of the character recognition and possibly trying to get it as a tie-in to a new season of the show.
Could be.
Even if he's a DLC added in character at some point, they do it. Maybe they just maybe he's not playable, but they work him into the story. And
also, so for me, I hope they're doing it a little bit to kind of rework some stuff in the game, because and it's something I think a lot of other people may have touched on, is I feel like that game should basically be a horror game, because when it comes right down to it, the Justice League being evil is scary. Like, that should be the scariest thing in the world to people.
It's true.
It's like it's literally like they even make a joke in the trailer that they put out where like someone tries to shoot the Flash and he's like, really? Why don't you just mail me the bullet? Because it's just like you can't shoot the guy. He's not, you have to be creative with that sort of stuff.
And the problem with that,
of course, evil Superman and Wonder Woman and all this stuff.
Yeah, the problem with that I'm afraid of is I'm afraid that all the bosses are just they're not going to, like, here's an issue that games have. Instead of making boss fights interesting, they do the Division 2 is a great game, but the Division 2 has less of this issue than the Division 1, but the Division 2, you're dumping clip after clip after clip after clip after clip after clip
just
into these dudes, and they are
the
just the spongiest dudes to the point where your bullets should stop doing damage after a certain point because of how many are embedded and are just absorbing the blow of
the armor at this point.
of absorbing the new bullets. Like,
yeah.
It's insane.
And I feel a lot of games do that. It's just like, what? How do we make this boss difficult? I don't know. Give him more health.
Yeah, but the difference in the Division, in particular, and other games, is that the Division is based in reality, and everything else is like it's super alien armor. That's why you can't do much damage. But otherwise, it's like they're dudes who spray paint. They have lots of health. You're like, that makes sense. Time to get out my flamethrower.
So they don't feel it.
Yeah, time to get out the flamethrower. I hope that game is good, but yeah.
I'm more excited for Suicide Squad Kills the Justice League than I am Gotham Knights, although I am excited for Gotham Knights as well. But I just felt like the premise for the Suicide Squad one seemed a lot more appealing to me than the other one. But who knows?
Let me just say, one has Harley Quinn, and I'm a pervert, so I'm okay with that. And the other one looks very fun, but that one has Harley Quinn. Okay, when you got those two choices, if it's Poison Ivy and Harley Quinn, that's an actual conversation to be had. But Batgirl and Harley Quinn is like, friendship ended with Batgirl. Friendship begins with Harley Quinn, my best friend now. Like, Harley Quinn is just like, she's one of those like legendary sex appeal character icons that it's just what it is.
That's fair.
It's like, oh, you have bat nipples? Cool. She has actual nipples. See you later. Bye. Yeah, I don't know. I think that game looks fun, but I'm afraid from what the stuff they've talked about with Gotham Knights that it looks more like they're trying to make a Diablo game than I thought it was going to be a co-op stealth game. I was thinking like Splinter Cell, fun stuff, like good times. Like, no, but it looks like that, but then like
parts of it do.
Yeah, but then it also looks like not that, which is like scary.
Yeah, I'm hoping the delay is just to improve and polish the game and not because hey, we just wanted to delay it.
I think it has something to do with either the John Cena character or because they don't want to stomp on their own feet. That's my thing. Yeah. Talking about other Warner Brothers stuff, a game that nobody wants to talk about because it's problematic. That new Harry Potter game sure looks really cool. Too bad that J.K. Rowling is a fucking garbage fire.
Yeah, that is one of those things. Like it's such a thing that you have to think about it. Like when you're making your purchase, what you're okay with as far as the transphobia stuff and how far you think your purchase factors into that. And of course, it does.
I will say that as far as I stand, I like the Harry Potter universe a whole lot, but I also think that trans rights are human rights. So. I think
it's definitely going to be a conversation to be had as to whether or not how comfortable you feel playing or buying that game, how you want to do it.
Here's the thing. I think that there is a room to play that game and still say that you could literally play through that game and have J.K. Rowling as a fucking garbage person on screen for 100% of your coverage to balance it, and it should be fine. Like, as long as you're acknowledging that she's an actual garbage person, but you're playing that game because you like the universe, like, I don't like Christianity stuff, but Narnia is cool. But C.S. Lewis had his viewpoints. They just maybe weren't quite as toxic and murdery as J.K. Rowling's I don't acknowledge you as a person kind of shit, you know? So...
Yeah, it's like how far you feel that you can separate the art from the artist.
Correct. So I still have not decided on whether we will decide closer to time how we are going to cover that personally, but I still have said that if we do cover it, we will absolutely cover it in a way that points out literally at the front, maybe a disclaimer that says we like this universe, but J.K. Rowling is an actual trash ass. I have no problem saying those things, by the way. That is not an issue. When you are an actual trash fire, I don't have a problem calling you one. Yeah. Because there's a lot of it's Avalanche.
An unapologetic trash fire is what makes it worse. But
here's the thing, it's the next Avalanche game. I love Avalanche. That's Just Cause. That's Mad Max. That's all these great fucking games. Making a Harry Potter game. That sounds so good. Why is J.K. Rowling such a garbage ass? Like, Go buy a goop candle and set it on fire. Because they have gunpowder.
Let your house smell like vagina.
Yeah. The weird gunpowder vagina candles. What a weird thing.
How else are you going to get the thing to ignite? You need the gunpowder, obviously.
That was actually for the perfume note, so it smelled more like vagina. That's like not a joke. Not a joke. Not a joke, listeners. It's not a joke. Gunpowder vagina candles, not a joke.
It's not. Maybe one day we'll just do a video where we explore the Goop website.
God, what are we, JonTron now? To be fair, hey, you know what? Talking about problematic, JonTron not in a great spot either. Yep. Yeah, you either die the hero or live long enough to become terrible, apparently. Hopefully we can not do that.
Yeah, I would hope that we don't really get caught up in any kind of controversies, but
the controversy of he didn't wear a Hawaiian shirt that one week. How fucking dare he? I actually was literally not wearing this shirt, and I actually put this on beforehand because I didn't want anyone to call me out for not wearing a Hawaiian shirt for once.
Yeah, our costume department, they weren't on the ball this morning.
Yeah, that's what it was. I was like, I could wear this red Nintendo shirt, and I'm like, but then the people will call me out, so I better not.
It's not the uniform.
Yeah. Speaking of other things in other universes, there's a new Witcher game announced, TM, but don't expect details forever.
Yeah.
It is
I feel
literally
like they're gonna have to split their development studio in between fixing Cyberpunk more and
they already sort of thing. I mean, probably, but also they can have a pre-production team working on one thing and then because they're working on a Cyberpunk expansion, and as far as
that's going to come out,
and as far as I know, they're still working on the multiplayer.
Yeah,
which now
as far as we know, they're working on a lot of things.
Here's the thing: that game was fun at launch, but it was buggy as shit. However, that game after that one patch where they basically relaunched the game is fucking awesome. They rebalanced a bunch of stuff, and it's actually really fun now. I mean, it was fun before.
Downloading Cyberpunk last night because I might try and play some of that at some point.
It's really good.
See if my soured taste buds get any better after re-experiencing it.
It's a really good game. I think it's unfortunate that it launched in the condition that it did, because
when I first started that game and my character fell to the world and my dick was hanging out of my pants. I've had quest markers that wouldn't spawn.
I genuinely really unapologetically really enjoyed that game, and I think that
I had a horrible first time.
I did not. I had fun to the whole thing and didn't have any of those crazy bugs. Like I had a thing where my steering the camera would zoom out of the car and it wouldn't let me out unless I turned the camera I had to hit X to put my weapon away, and it would then make the camera zoom in on the car like it was supposed to. That was the only weird bug that I had in the whole game, which was whatever. That was fine, but once I figured that out, I was like, okay, X button, and then we can drive. All right, fine.
Sure, why not?
That was a weird bug, but yeah, that was a weird bug. But they've added in where if you are romancing somebody, which actually makes me want to go romance the person that I actually like. I think that Panam is bae in that game. Panam, whoever designed that character model, there was some passion there. And if I find out that it's like one of those things like Miranda Lawson, where there's an actual person that looks like Panam, I won't be able to handle that reality that we live in, because that woman is very pretty. That is a very, very pretty woman. And
sure. There's a lot of Panam love out there, but I don't understand it.
Well, once you have been close enough to Panam that you get to have a super orgasm with her inside of a remote-controlled tank that links your brains together, you will then understand why Panam is so good.
There's a lot of things that you just said to me.
Yeah, go play Cyberpunk. Go play Cyberpunk. It's great. You get into a tank.
Elden Ring is out.
Yeah, but you get into a tank. Okay, so basically, slight spoilers for this one scene.
No, don't spoil it. I'll either figure it out myself or I won't.
I'm just going to say, you get into a tank that does the thing like Pacific Rim.
Sure, where you have to be drift compatible or whatever.
And you have a simultaneous orgasm.
Because I guess murdering people makes you come, apparently.
Nope, you literally she climbs on top of you and you fuck in the tank with your brains linked, and you have a super orgasm, and that's... Cyberpunk's a good game, everybody. You should go fucking play that game. It's a great game. I'm being horny on main today, but that's fine. Got no shame in my brain. Let's go. Cyberpunk is great, but they added in what I was trying to get to before we got horny was we got horny. Not that we were always there. We got horny. But they added in ability to purchase different properties around the map, and when you are romancing somebody, you can actually have them come hang out with you, and so you can actually interact with them in your house, and you can actually do like the stuff in like GTA where you're like smoking a hookah and drinking, like pour yourself a drink and do stuff. There's a lot more role-playing interactivity in the world. And a lot more stuff with your romantic interest in that game. There's like 6 romantic interests in that game that like half of them are male only, half of them are female presenting only, which is fine. But
anyways, I need to
go back and play that
2026, game. Probably.
I need to go back and play that game. There's no way in hell. It's going to be like Star Wars Eclipse, man. It's not going to come out for forever. But because they've got the Witcher thing, they got all the Cyberpunk stuff, and then they have literally showed a picture of Snow with a Witcher emblem, and the emblem is not a cat, it's not an eagle, it's not a bear or a wolf. It looks like a Great Dane. So I assume it's going to be a new school of teaching that we have not seen before, or whatever, because they all have different things, right? Like they all have different. All the schools have different things they're known for, and that's what those sets give you. So that's probably not coming out anytime soon. And they made
understatement.
They made a point to say it is not The Witcher 4, it is a new game in the Witcher franchise. So they are basically trying to say, yeah, it's more Witcher, but it's not that Witcher.
Yeah, it's not The Witcher you think.
Yeah.
Who knows? It could be a prequel.
That'd be weird. That'd be super weird.
I mean, The Witchers existed before the Witcher game.
I get that, but like... It just seems like, are you going to play as like Vesemir when Vesemir was young? Like, sure, why not?
There could be a ton of Witchers that theoretically you could play as. They could just introduce a whole new character into the universe.
Well, that's what I'm saying is like it's the school of apparently the Great Dane dog face. Yeah. So like it's clearly something we haven't seen before.
Yeah, it doesn't necessarily need to be anyone you know.
Right.
Or Ciri went off and started her own school of witchering.
Right. So GDC has been going on.
Yeah.
And because GDC has been going on, we have heard that Ubisoft is going to use the cloud to make their open world games even bigger. I will believe that someone will use the cloud for gaming when I actually see it not involved with NFTs.
Yeah, as long as it's not involved with the metaverse, it'll be okay.
Oh my God, we have to talk about it.
Well, no, we'll save that for the end.
Are you sure?
Yes, we'll save that for after the news. Give people a bit of a treat at the end there.
Are you sure?
We'll talk about the weird ads that you've received on behalf of this podcast at the end of the show.
Okay.
That'll be our ending bit. Is what we'll.
Okay. Remind me to talk about that so I don't forget.
Oh, I wish I could forget about it.
Okay, remind me of that. Okay, apparently, yeah, you heard that. You need to listen through to the end, or you won't be able to hear about the wild, wacky shit that I've been getting on my phone because it's sitting right here while we record this podcast.
Because apparently we need to turn our phones off. We're going to just get the weirdest ads.
Good God. So the Switch got an update that allows you to make folders to categorize your games, but you have to own more than, I think, 12 games so that the all games or the all software tab appears on the right hand side. If you don't have enough games, or maybe it's 9.
I don't have enough games to require folders.
If you don't have enough games, then that won't show up, and that doesn't show up, and you can't put the folders on your main screen. They are only in the all software tab. So you have to go.
Why does there need to be so many caveats to this?
I don't know. You have to go all the way to the right, past all the first 9 games that are the most recent games you played, which means that they're already there. You don't need to go into a folder.
Why would I need a folder for that at that point?
Then you have to go to all software. Then you click on the folders, and then you pick the game out of the folder. Or you could just not fucking do that.
Yeah, I'm sure there are some people who the Switch is their main gaming machine. I'm sure those people exist. I'm not one of them. Well, I don't own enough games on the Switch to need a folder. And least of all, if I'm scrolling past my 9 most recently played games to get to a folder, what the fuck am I going to look for?
Yeah. No, I agree. I play a lot of games on the Switch, but I agree 100% that does not make any sense at all. No, that whole thing does not make sense. You should be able to put that folder as the most recent thing there and put all 9 of your favorite games there so you can just click that folder and get to them.
Or here's an idea, Nintendo. If you have a folder system, if I want each one of my 4 games that I own to be in a separate folder, let me do it. Why does it matter? It's not your UI I'm fucking up, it's mine.
Right. Well, you could do that once you owned enough games to have all software be a thing.
But this is weird. There's a weird you must be this tall to ride limit, and I don't understand it.
Yeah. Well, I guess you could just go download a bunch of free games to fluff the number up so that you have enough.
Yeah. But Pokemon Unite, here I come, I guess, for the first time.
It's so weird. Pokemon Unite still, that leveling system is still cancer, and I hate it. That game is still very fun to play, but boy, that shit is bad. PlayStation is going to buy Haven, apparently, Jade Raymond's studio. Yeah. They left after they have made a lot of really good games, and they're like, I'm going to go off and make my own studio. And then I believe they actually were, they were actually the person who were doing stuff for Stadia, and then... Yeah. They left Stadia after launching Stadia and were like, I'm going to open my own studio. And then I guess PlayStation was like, sick. What if we bought it?
Yeah, after Stadia became, what it became.
Which is stagnant currently. They're apparently planning on dumping a bunch of more money in that as far as rumblings in the ether are saying. But
they don't want to become the next OnLive. And if you understand that reference, kudos to you.
You should probably crack your back.
Yeah. You should probably go get your prostate exam. You probably need this.
Yeah. Go play Cyberpunk.
There you go. But it's been kind of funny, with all these studio acquisitions, how everyone always has the same concern of, does this mean that studio's games will only be for that platform?
And it has proven that's not the case. By the way, that has been proven hand over fist.
Well, because, businesses will be businesses. And if they don't feel like the things that studio's making are console sellers, then they're just going to let it be multi-platform because they want all the money. They want all the money.
Yes.
Something we will continue to repeat day in and day out. They don't want some of the money. They want all the money.
Correct. That is absolutely true.
And that's why console wars and all that type of stuff makes 0 sense.
Yep.
It's like, who cares? Just play your games.
It's absolutely correct. Speaking of wanting all of the money, apparently people are mad because GTA cost money. It doesn't cost a lot of money, but it costs money, and therefore people are angry because they're dumb.
Look, calling people dumb, it's a bit reductive. I get where some people might be coming from as far as a whole thing of how many times have people had to buy GTA now? At least twice.
This is so it came out on the 360, the One, and now the Series, or the PS3, the PS4, and the PS5, or once on PC. However, here's the thing. When you bought it on the 360, it was $60. When you bought it on the One, it was $60. Buying it now, if you were going... Here's the thing. If you're playing this game that's been out for 10 years, you already know whether you're going to want to play more of it or not. And they had it for a reduced price at launch for just the online part. They did it smart enough that just the online part was $10.
Yeah.
Normal price for just the online is $20.
Yes. But what I'm saying is people... and I get kind of where they're coming from, is I don't feel like it's enough of a leap forward to warrant it being basically a brand new game. It feels like that in some aspects. Like it looks better and it plays better.
It feels like a new game, but it still looks like the same game, but it does feel different. But
it's also like you're not... I mean, I'm sure they're going to come out with stuff eventually, but by the time they're actually coming out with, aside from the few, like the car shop and the few cars and stuff you get from the Series S stuff, by the time the more
media updates come out,
the more the substantial updates come out, it's going to be a $20 thing for the online and $20 for GTA 5 if you want to play the story again. I don't know why you would want to. I still have never played through that story. It's
a good story. It's a good story, and actually, funny thing, I own the story on console because I pre-ordered GTA Online, and then I purchased that, and then I was like, oh, I can't get into a private lobby in the online unless I go through the story mode. So then I paid the additional $10 to get the story mode, and then it turned out that they've actually added a secret thing where if you click find a new session, it will actually let you choose to go into a private session from the online, which means you don't need the story, which means I just gave them $10 for the story, which is fine. It's $10 fucking dollars, but I'm glad I found that out while it was still on sale.
Yeah. Do people need to review bomb it because of this?
No. No one needs to review bomb anything. That's just end statement. Just blah. If you want to review bomb something, it needs to be for an actual valid reason, not because you want to farm Twitter clout. I hate this fucking... there's a difference between like politically correct universe and like actually doing things to make change in society versus just going, I'm mad about this today. I'm going to go write about it. Like, that's just like fucking what a toxic thing. I bet you're great at parties. I bet people fucking love being around you and your tiny penis. Like, holy shit, you're amazing.
But yeah, and if you don't want to buy it, then don't buy it. If you don't feel like it's a warranted purchase, the Xbox One version is still technically there.
And you can play it on that one.
Yeah. And it's one of those things like review bombing. Companies don't really care. They care more about the critic stuff than the user stuff most of the time anyway.
Correct.
And if you really want a company to feel the thing that you're feeling, vote with your wallet. As with most things, don't buy the thing. It's not going to matter with a lot of this big shit, especially like GTA, Call of Duty, anything like that. Most people are going to buy it anyway. Your purchase probably isn't going to affect it all that much. But at least if you really want to stick to your guns, don't buy the thing.
Yeah.
Don't get mad at other people review bomb it and then go buy it. That's why did you do that in the first place if you're just going to purchase it anyway?
Do not get mad at other people for spending money with their wallet if you are going to say you're mad about it and then you buy it. Like, you can't get mad at someone else because they didn't get mad before they bought it and you got mad and then bought it anyway. That is some fucking hypocritical Mongo garbage, and you just need to go back to the trash can that you crawled out of. But again, GTA is an old ass game, and if you've played GTA at this point, you know whether or not you want to play more GTA. So you know whether or not it's worth $20 for you. Yeah,
if these updates and stuff are worth it for you, then buy the game. It's obviously worth it. If you're like, okay, these are the things that I wanted out of it, buy the game. If it's not, don't buy the game.
Or wait and buy the game if those things come to it. Like,
yeah.
Because God knows they're going to keep updating it, and that's awesome, and I'm fine with that. I will say this. As good as that game runs, and as pretty as it is, with the new load times and the optimization and shit, it's like a whole new fucking thing. Like, you're not staring in the skybox anymore. We literally hit a menu, said, oh, we're going to, whenever you go, and when you're in a public lobby and you say, I want to go into a private session with friends, you hit find new session. It doesn't take you into the sky. It just goes, and everybody is out of your world but your friends. It does not take you to a loading screen. It literally just goes, and you're there. Like, you're standing in the exact same spot, and you've now been transitioned to a new lobby. That is amazing, and it's worth the price of admission by itself. I don't have to go into the sky every time I get disconnected, and that's just wonderful. Talking about review bombs and garbage, by the way, well, what do we talk about first? I was going to segue into PlayStation.
Well, we can talk about that first.
Sure.
Gran Turismo stuff.
Gran Turismo is apparently a trash fire.
The game's fine. It's the stuff they're doing with the game.
It is a beautiful. Well, no, that's actually not the case, because it has been offline. It was offline last week for almost 4 days.
Yeah,
because it's a single player focused game that is online only.
Yeah, this type of stuff is okay. Why I've never understood the single player always online thing. I don't care what justification they ever give to it. It never makes sense to me. If I'm playing Gran Turismo and I'm not in a multiplayer lobby, why does the online affect my game? It shouldn't. Nope. It should just be like, hey, some online features don't work because our servers are taking a dump right now, or for whatever reason. It shouldn't lock me out of the goddamn game.
Correct. Yes. It should not be a thing where it should be a thing like with Elden Ring, where they say, hey, we're taking the multiplayer servers offline tonight to do maintenance. You're going to have to play by yourself for a little while. You're like, all right, cool. And you're still like, I still don't have a maiden and I'm still going to die, but let's go do this thing. And I see you ride off and you go do your thing. But then in this game, it's like, you just get to stare at a screen that says, sorry, can't do shit. Go fuck yourself, I guess.
Even if you're going by yourself into a track that has nothing to do with any online mode.
Because you can't even get to that point. You can't even get that far in.
Because, my scores can't get posted on the leaderboard or my times. So, ergo, I cannot play by myself for some reason.
Correct.
It's just like, this is like some, like that sort of thing. It's like the shit we should have left, but that we felt like we should have left behind in like 2013.
Pretty sure we did. For like non-MMO games, like it makes sense that Destiny is considered an online only game.
That's a live service game.
Yes, it makes sense. It makes perfect sense that you would be playing that on a server. It makes perfect sense.
Or
Gran Turismo makes no damn sense. Yeah, Fortnite makes perfect sense. Gran Turismo, I don't fucking understand what you're doing. Speaking of that, but also not to be outdone by their own thing, they had their own hold my beer moment where they're like, not only is the shit just not on and you can play it, but also we are going to lower the amount of money that you get because we think that you're earning cars too fast.
Again, this is some Battlefront 2 shit why does no one learn? Like, just stop it. Avengers did it too. They're like, hey, people are getting to the end game too fast. Guess we'll just slow it down.
We don't have an end game yet. I guess we better keep people from getting disappointed by getting there. So we're going to make the entire game less fun to play. That doesn't make me want to get to the end game. You're right. I don't want to get to the end game because I don't want to fucking play your game anymore. That's what that does. And so that's a terrible thing. You should not do that. But like punishing, once a door is open, you cannot do that. If you do that, it will irreparably hurt your game. If you're like, 100%. oh, this is worth $30K, and then you go, okay, that's worth $30K, sick. Well, we think that that's too good of a reward for that, so we're going to bump it down to 10. And then people are like,
and then no one wants to do that thing.
Well, I'm not going to do that because guess what? I know this for a fact is a thing because the thing that that's used as an example was Sea of Thieves. Sea of Thieves Reaper chests. They used to be worth $30K gold. And then they bumped them down to like 15. You now are a
fuck about them anymore.
You are now a magnet for the entire server, and you have a beacon that is on the map that lets everybody know that you're carrying this box, and it will always show where your ship is no matter what until you turn it in. And they reduced the price to 1/3 of its value, which then made it where nobody wanted to fucking do it. So now when I see those, I keep going.
But yeah, it's like I said, it was like, I guess Battlefront 2 is kind of the opposite, where it was initially awful.
It was an actual train wreck, and it became an incredible game. It is now a really awesome game. If you go play Battlefront 2 right now, it's really awesome.
And I was talking about the progression system when I first brought it out.
Yes, no, I get it. Well, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, like the progression system with the cards and stuff, the cards are still there and they're fine. But like you earn them by playing rather than having to, buy a million boxes to like get, I have purple Palpatine because I paid money. Like, fuck you.
But yeah, it's just like, why especially in games, when something is one way, you need to keep it that way.
Once that box is open, you cannot close it.
It's going to set off all the alarms in people.
Yeah.
And now people just have found a way to use mobile. What is it?
People. Like I was waiting to finish this point before I got to that one, which was they have found a counter for that, which is now people are using PlayStation Remote Play to play Gran Turismo 7 on their PCs, and they are using a script that allows them to automatically run events through their computer, and it allows them to run the events over and over and over again while they are sleeping or AFK, so that it can grind the money to make up for the lost revenue from the stupid fucking patch that lowered the amount of money they made in the first place. So if you have people,
guys, you made people not play your game.
You have now made it where people are actively logging onto the server to exploit the game because you made your game so unfun. Do you know how mad I would be as a dev if someone made me make my game less fun to the point where someone literally installed a program and used a loophole of a remote play through your Wi-Fi to make someone actually start having fun with your game? You have failed the entire assignment. You have not understood the assignment in the least, if that is the fucking problem. That is insane. That is so crazy. So that's nuts. So nuts. Blows my mind. Speaking of game studios and problems, apparently, according to an article from GamesBeat, there's a whole lot of interviews. Moon Studio seems to not be in a great spot right now as far as wanting people to work for them, because they make the
point where Microsoft passed on a game from them because of their...
Yes, apparently Private Division is now working with them as a partnership because they were such a toxic place that Microsoft was like
tried to bully their devs and stuff at Microsoft when Microsoft was like, hey, you guys have a bit of a toxic atmosphere, and they were just like, okay, well, how about we bring our toxicity to your people? And they're like, yeah, we're not going to do that.
Yeah,
you can go away. Shoo.
It's probably not a great choice. Probably not a great choice.
Probably not the company you want to take on, as it were.
No, definitely not. Yeah. So that's unfortunate. Those games are absolutely beautiful.
I know it's sad to say, and it's one of those things, like, it should be talked about. I just hate that we're having to talk about it so much, about how many of these companies have just been such a term we've thrown around a lot today, trash fire.
Trash ass, actually.
Yeah, there we go. Trash ass, whatever. Trash ass fire. Let's combine it all.
Flaming trash booty. The Undertaker. Woo! What trash ass?
And it's one of those things, is I get certain companies want to have an atmosphere of, they kind of want it not to feel like a business, but it is. And there should be professionalism in this kind of atmosphere. I don't care what. If you and your friends are talking about something in a private Discord server, that's one thing. But when you take it over to your company chat, you have nobody to blame but yourself. Can't blame your parents, the government, your environment. None of that matters. This is your decisions, and then these are the things that you're saying. And it's and people seem to be making this mistake, or maybe we're just finding out about it more, but it just seems like time and time again, like every few weeks, there's another company that's like, hey, I guess this place sucks. And it makes me sad. What are you doing? Was I boring you? Was you just like, oh, he's on a monologue, so I'm just going to...
No, not at all. I actually just realized from looking over at the preview when I was checking, make sure we weren't dropping frames and stuff, I realized that I have some pretty interesting shaped eyebrows. They're very scimitar shaped. They're very curved, and I was like, "Huh? Well, isn't that interesting?" And then I started all
these hours you've been on camera, you just now noticed that.
Yep, that's absolutely true. But if you think about it, before we started, I've only been doing it unmasked for a month, so
that's true.
I've been wearing gigantic Macho Man ski glasses that cover my entire face.
Yeah.
So
that's fair.
Yeah. So yeah, no, actually, I have just now noticed. Thank you very much. So how about you go fuck yourself, sir? Anyway, that
I still feel like
again.
there's a lot of hours you should have noticed by now.
Yeah, but I didn't. So whatever.
Fair enough.
No, I concur completely that it is very unfortunate that we have had we work in an industry that is being covered because of less good things and more bad things lately. Like as we've hit as we've hit the digital age, and as the digital age progresses, secrets don't exist anymore. If you're a dick, people are going to find out you're a dick. If you're a fucking weirdo, people are going to find out that you're stealing breast milk. Someone's going to find out you're stealing breast milk. Like, it's not a thing. You're not going to get away with it, Gary. Like, put down the breast milk, you pervert. But as far as that goes, my heart goes out to the devs there, because they do incredible work. It's just unfortunate that it is tainted by that, which is it's the same situation as Harry Potter, right? It's like
Ori, the artist hated the art that they made.
The Ori games are absolutely phenomenal games. They look orgasmically, just transcendently beautiful games. So good. They play well, the whole shebang. But now it has this taint on it. That is like, it's just toxicity, like that is like merged to it, just like Harry Potter. It's like, man, Harry Potter is this like this open-minded sense of wonder, and now they're like, I can't stop seeing, like, every time I see like the bank goblins, all I can see is racism. For Harry Potter, like that really hurts. A lot of bigotry there. To look at that and go, wow, that's really terrible. Or like,
because I guess I was a kid when the Harry Potter books started coming out. I don't care how much that dates me, but like that was a world that I'm pretty sure a lot of people our age growing up, that's a world we always wanted to exist in. And then now as adults, where you start finding out like the things behind a lot of the stuff in her writings and things like that, and you're like,
it's very true. Severus Snape is my favorite. I love Snape. Sure. I love Snape. I own Snape's wand, actually. I have the replica of his wand. I love everything about that. And that character is very tragic, and look, it sucks that Alan Rickman has passed away. I am remorseful of that most days. It's one of those actors that really just makes me sad because of the like connection that I had emotionally to that character and the roles and stuff like that. And I'm almost glad that he's not here to see what shape that license is in.
Oof, you're not wrong.
Yeah, that's it's unfortunate.
It's never going to get away from it at this point.
No, it's not. So you have to. So again, we will make that decision closer to time. But it's like, well, do you focus on the good times while calling out the garbage for being garbage? Because guess what? The Avalanche devs are not being the trash asses. They're making a cool game with a license that a trash ass came up with. That's not that, you can't blame them for that. They're like, hey, we like this license, let's make a really cool game. And they're all right, cool, that's awesome. So they're doing that. Like, that's fine. They're doing their fucking job. But it's not, hey, they weren't like, oh, we love J.K. Rowling for being a garbage bigot. Oh, what if we put her on a pedestal? No, they weren't like that. They're like, yo, Harry Potter wizards and shit are sick. Let's go, bro. You want to ride a griffin? You want to walk through mirrors? Let's do that. So, like, the game looks cool, but yeah, anyway. That is unfortunate, and my heart goes out to all the devs involved in all these dumb situations. I think back...
the ones that aren't garbage.
Yes, correct. I think back to speaking of Friday the 13th devs, I'll bring them up because we'll transition from that. But I think back to that game and how cool that game was. It was janky, but it had
some problems.
It had some problems, but it also had some very interesting gameplay ideas that were very cool. And I almost feel like it helped jumpstart that 4v1 thing that Evolve kind of destroyed. Like, Evolve crashed and burned so hard that it was just never fun.
I think Dead by Daylight has definitely helped it as well. Dead by Daylight helped a ton and is now like the figurehead for that genre. But Friday the 13th was like taking their own spin on it, where it was actually like you were at the camp doing the stuff instead of. But when they lost the license, have to work together with that game either.
Yes. You could literally go fix the car and leave. Like you were just like, I'm out, see ya.
Yeah. I lived.
Yeah, it was not I'm gonna fix all the generators so we can all get out together. It was see you, loser. But the Friday the 13th devs, when that big thing that happened where they lost the ability to put any more content out for that game, like I think that game is still out and you can still play it, but you just can't get any content for it anymore. They cannot it is in a repair, like a repair mode where like they can keep it going and maintaining it, but they can't add anything to it, which is unfortunate because there's like a billion Jason skins that never made it into that game. You could have done. Well, imagine. I just think like, what if they got to make a Jason X level where you can smash somebody with nitrogen? That'd be cool.
You're on a space station.
Yeah, you can literally pick them up and beat them with a hologram girl. That'd be cool. I love that movie. It's so dumb, cheesy, campy. It's wonderful. But the Friday the 13th devs are making a Ghostbusters 4v1. So I like Ghostbusters. Which is exciting
to me because I love Ghostbusters.
I like Ghostbusters, so I assume that it's going to be one person is like being a ghost and maybe hiding, but also maybe trying to kill them. I guess I don't know how that's going to work.
They all have. I doubt it'll be murder. It'll probably be like you knock them out or something.
You like slime them and cocoon them to the wall or something.
Or they might just have their own goals that they got to do because I know all the ghosts like some ghosts will have like they'll look different, have different abilities.
Sure.
Just like the different Ghostbusters that you can make and pick.
Right.
As far as the original Ghostbusters that are in the game, I only know Ray Stantz is going to be in it and Winston is going to be in it. But I don't think any of the other ones are going to. Well, at least as far as information we have now, the other two aren't going to be there.
Sure.
Egon, because Harold Ramis.
Harold Ramis, yes.
And then who knows what's going on? It may not. I don't even know if it's going to be voiced by Dan Aykroyd or I forget the other actor's name. Sadly,
Ernie Hudson.
There we go. Thank you.
How dare you forget that legend?
Sorry.
I actually really like when I was a kid. I was like, well, he's the new guy. He's not that interesting. But I forget who it was. Somebody pointed out that he's the most interesting Ghostbuster, and I was like, why? I'm ready to listen to this. Go on. I'll come to your TED Talk. I will come to your TED Talk, and that's not why at all, actually. The reason that they say he's the most interesting Ghostbuster, and I'm sorry I don't remember who said this, but it's because everyone else Egon is looking at it from a scientific point of view. Everybody's looking at, one of them's looking at it from running it like a business. One of them is looking at it as like, this is some wacky shit that's going on. Ernie is showing up and going, this is my 9-to-5 job. I'm just doing this as a job. This is literally my job. Like, I show up, I clock in, I get fucked over, and then I go home. Okay, great. Yeah. Like,
he literally... This isn't worth the money you're paying me anyway.
Right, correct. Like, he literally shows up to do the job. He shows up in an interview. It's not like, we're Ghostbusters. We're here to believe you. Like, it's not any of that. He's just like, you gonna cut me a check? Let's go get ghosts, I guess. And then he's like, ooh, ghost, what the fuck? Yeah. And I agree. That does make him a lot more interesting because he is kind of the straight man amongst a lot of crazy nonsense. That is true. Talking about, let's just knock off a couple things real quick. Dragalia Lost was Nintendo's first mobile IP. It was one of those gotcha games. It was like an RPG where you make teams and go through and do the stuff where you like run levels. You've played a billion of those, and it is what it is. It's a
billion more exist on the store that I haven't played.
Correct. Yes, absolutely. And so that is apparently content complete, and they will be putting that in maintenance mode and will not be adding anything else to it, which for people who are really into that
is something I wouldn't hear about one of those games. But it's interesting to see them go, well, I guess we put everything we want out.
We have finished the story and you can now play it. We will shut it off eventually is what they have said. Yeah. They said, we are not going to put any more content in this after this next update, and we will shut it off at a later date. And you're like, shut it up. Well, I'm not going to fucking buy the characters then. Like, who the fuck? Yeah. Like, Dokkan Battle, like... Like
all the
Dokkan
money
Battle
they
has
can.
been going like 5 years, and Dokkan I think it's like actually closer to 7 or 6 or something now. We're like a crazy number for Dokkan Battle, but they continue to go back to the well because there's so many characters that they have not touched yet. Like they eventually finally came out with a Garlic Jr. recently, and I was like, oh my god, Garlic Jr. Oh yeah, and then I never got him, but I've gotten every other fucking character, so why not?
And they've also done like the Dragon Ball Legend stuff and the fusions.
Yeah, and correct, and they'll go back to doing and do
the weird universe shit,
right? Or they'll be like, oh, we'll do another updated version of Majin Vegeta as a leader, and so they can keep going back to the well because because the multiverse is canon in DBZ, they can literally play it forever, and I'm okay with it.
Yeah. It's just super weird. It's like, I guess they're just. Because, like you said, if I was someone playing that game now and they're like, "Hey, we're gonna shut it off," I'm like,
"But here's this next update," and I'm like, "Well, you've not getting any money from me. Like, you should totally get this last guy. He's very cool." I'm like, "He can be very cool, but if he ain't free and gives blowjobs, I'm not buying him."
Because I guess that's the thing.
Then you're just dumping money that's going to be taken away from you. Like, fuck that.
Poof.
Yeah.
It's just like, this isn't a thing you actually own. You know that, right?
Correct. Which I'm okay with in most situations. But
you're just renting this fun. You don't have it.
And that's, for the most part, most games are not going anywhere. Especially like most games that are hosted on it. Like, okay, games that are on a server only, if they're to the point where they're shutting them down because they're not making the money, you're probably not playing them anymore anyway. So why do you care? Like, there are games that I will miss, like Gotham City Imposters. Well, that's a fucking wonderful fucking game. They should totally re-bring that out because that game was stupid fun. That game was so fun. There is plenty of room for that in the world. This is the perfect time. That game was actually ahead of its time because of how fun that fucking game was. I literally remember playing the demo of that in your place. I was over at your place when that came out. We played the demo, and I was like, well, this is wacky as fuck. And then I went home and bought it. I think that was actually a little while before we tried to do the Rock Band 3 marathon.
Yeah, the thing that I didn't get to complete because I had other obligations.
I think that was actually, if I remember correctly, I think Gotham City Imposters, I was playing that demo while you were starting The Darkness 2.
Probably.
I think that was around that time. That's another series that was fun. That was a good series. But I digress. Babylon's Fall has fallen below 100 concurrents already. That is...
Did not take long to fall.
No. That game has fallen below that, and they have said that they do not plan on stopping production of content, and that content for Season 2 is already content complete. So... I guess you're at least getting a Season 2, but they may just be like, and we didn't have anything planned after Season 2, so see you later, guys. I don't know how that's going to work, but that's not great. So that is unfortunate for those devs. I feel bad because I do kind of feel like you're kind of stuck in this spiral.
Yeah.
Like you're just kind of stuck there.
The company's like, no one's playing this game, but we need you to create content for this game because this is all on you now.
Yeah, people, yeah. And I believe it's a Square Enix joint, right? So they're going to be like, but also, isn't it a Japanese company this time? It's not an English company?
I think so.
So then they can't say that it's only their Western games that underperformed their ridiculous, like, I feel like they probably were like, Babylon's Fall is going to sell 500 billion copies. Because they do that for every game. They're like, Guardians of the Galaxy is going to sell 1 billion, not 1 million, 1 billion copies. And then they're like, it underperformed. And it's like, it's because you're asking like 1/8 of the planet to buy your fucking game.
You want Call of Duty numbers.
Yeah, you're not Call of Duty. You're not Call of Duty. Call of Duty doesn't even get Call of Duty numbers anymore. What are you fucking thinking?
Yeah, not as much as they used to.
No. Call of Duty numbers is now subjective. Speaking of that, I'm glad I said this because it reminded me of a story. The Kush Crusader will be coming to Call of Duty.
Oh yes, saw the Snoop Dogg has a fucking content bundle.
Yeah.
He is in everything now.
Boy,
apparently,
he is. Yeah,
he's going to be everywhere.
He is everywhere. That is true. He is going to be in World War II. You'll be able to play Snoop Dogg in the World War II Call of Duty.
Yeah.
So you can run around in Vanguard as Snoop Dogg. Yeah. And smoke that sticky, icky, and have all of the dank memes on your guns while running around as Snoop Dogg.
To be honest, I won't care about another Call of Duty update until it has something to do with zombies. That's just my opinion. That's what I love about the Call of Duty games ever since World at War came out.
Same.
I'm like, where's the zombies mode? Show it to me.
Same. I believe that season 2 of that is supposed to start soon, and with that, I believe comes another zombie update, which like cool. Or maybe season 2. No, maybe we're in season 2 now, but I think they're doing season 2 renewed, revamped, whatever. It's got some kind of rename on it, and I forget what it is.
Sure.
But it's like an update. It's supposed
Reanimated,
to add,
who knows?
Yeah, whatever. It's supposed to be something that adds more stuff, and I think a lot of that is like, I think we're finally getting ray guns and zombies, which like, who the fuck made it to 3 seasons without ray guns? That's crazy.
For me, like it's the thing we keep talking about of it's going to have to be once they come up with a big zombies update where they add a new mode or add more to what they already have.
Yeah,
that's when Vanguard I might spare room on my hard drive for Vanguard again.
I think Vanguard Zombies is fun, but they need like a round based or an outbreak. Like putting them together is fine part of the time, but that should not be the only option.
Yeah.
And the way they tried to shoehorn in round based in that map to make it where you can go do the round based stuff does not work. Mm-hmm. It is not fun. It's because there are no wonder weapons. It is very, very balanced out of your. It is balanced out of your. It's not in your favor at all. No, they have miniguns and are crazy. They can outnumber you and do all this stuff, and they keep building strength, and you eventually plateau. And without wonder weapons, the plateau is very short, so you can't get very far in that game. Which means that you can't level up that much, which is unfortunate.
You get to have like 15, and you're like, all right, we got to go.
Yeah, you're like, we have literally got to leave because we can't do anything. Or you have to run a shotgun, and then you can get to like wave like 20. It's crazy. It's not whatever. But so keep an eye out for, again, I jokingly called him the Kush Crusader, but he's probably like the Weed Warrior or something. I don't know, but that's a thing.
I prefer the Kush Crusader.
Sure. It's a pretty good name, I think.
That should be his content bundle name.
It's true. It should be called the Kush Crusader bundle. And then, you're like Lawrence of Arabia, but not. Speaking of Call of Duty and wars that should not exist, my heart goes out to the people of Ukraine and that bullshit that still needs to go away. I'm kind of sad that has been going on because we launched Still Standing about the time that all kicked off. I think they kicked off the day after or day before we launched.
Yeah, we're sorry for that.
And we didn't do it. I'm not responsible, but it is a thing. But Fortnite has been donating their.
There was a ton of money for that.
They've been donating, and Xbox decided they were going to donate money as well. So any money that was their share of Fortnite money that they earned to donate to Ukraine, Xbox said, "All right, we're going to look at all that money that we earned based off of our share of the stuff that you sold, and we're going to donate that money as well." So. Fortnite,
like $50 million.
Fortnite has earned about at least $50 million at this point. That was from like yesterday, so that number could be higher, but that is good on them. That's good. That's probably one tank. So,
any money to help in this whole thing?
No, absolutely. Like that's more money.
As long as it's going to the right places, I guess I should say.
Yes. And also, a new season of Fortnite launched, and that was kind of where this all came from, was that the new theme of the new season of Fortnite was, ironically, about a ragtag group of outcasts versus a giant organized invading army, which, stop me if you've heard that one before. So they were like, ooh, too close to reality, we should stop that, because they didn't pull a Nintendo, because you can't push back Fortnite. Like, Fortnite's still going to be Fortnite. They can't, like, stop it, it's ongoing. So Nintendo delayed Advance Wars, because the main story of Advance Wars is the Russia analog invades the other nation analog, and it kicks off the war. So they were like, "Ooh,
maybe we'll keep this on the back burner.
We'll kick that can down the road a little while, and we'll come back to you." That being said, I'm excited about that game when it comes out, and I want to see how it holds up, because since then we've had 20,000 Fire Emblem games, and those have all been absolute bangers. And I feel like Fire Emblem adds more. Fire Emblem is Advance Wars with sex. Fire Emblem is Advance Wars that fucks. I'm gonna go ahead and put that out there. That's what I'm gonna say. because it has
Sure.
romance. You have kids. Your kids grow up and become badasses. It has that whole shebang. It has the social meters. It has a lot of stuff. But instead of being nameless tank unit, it's a dude that if he goes out there and dies, you're actually sad about because you're like, no, Herbert. Ah! Yeah, it's not good.
Well, before that, I was going to kind of bring it back to Fortnite for a second to be like, I probably might play a few matches since they took building out of this new.
Yep, that's what I was building to. Is in the new season they have taken out building in the new season, and Doctor Strange is in it, which is also cool. But I literally did not get to tier 100 for the first time, and for the first time since season 10 of Fortnite, I did not get to rank 100, which says that there's too much shit to play right now, and I can't play Fortnite. There's too much other stuff going on that I just don't have time or hard drive space for Fortnite. Sorry.
Yeah. I might drop in for a few matches since no one can, crap out a building.
They can't shit a Ritz-Carlton in front of you. Do they even have Ritz-Carltons anymore? Is that still a thing, or is that like an old brand?
The Ritz is still a thing.
Okay. Is Carlton still a thing?
Are we talking about like Fresh Prince or
no? The Ritz-Carlton.
Do you want to know what happened to Carlton from Ritz-Carlton?
Yes. What happened to that one? Is he with Sears? He with Sears Roebuck?
I think you'll have to go to the internet for that one.
Is he hanging out with JC and Penny?
I mean, I haven't heard from Carlton in a while, so I don't know what's happened to him. So. He might be partying elsewhere in retirement. He probably, odds are he went to Florida because that's where everyone else from New York goes once they retire.
Yeah, that's true. Wow. I don't have a way to riff into this next thing. It just sucks. It just sucks. DMCA should be rethought. It's all garbage. God. That whole thing is dumb. Like they're like, we want you to promote our stuff, and then you do, and they're like, but we're going to shoehorn licensed music in it. You're like, okay, do we get a pass on the licensed music? No.
Like, no, because we get the money either way.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, okay, well that sucks. And they're like, who cares if you think it sucks? Go fuck yourself. So apparently there's a company that has been just blasting and deleting Bungie and Destiny related YouTube channels en masse because they're claiming literally everything.
Including Bungie.
Including Bungie's own private channels have also been claimed in this. People are getting copyright struck out of existence by this company, and they have to fix that within 7 days or that channel goes the fuck away. So, needless to say, we are going to be having Destiny stuff on this channel until this is fixed. So until that's fixed, the only video that we still have up of anything Destiny related is the hands-on for Witch Queen. Everything else that we have is hidden. It is privated because I don't want that to be seen. Because I don't need anything scanning anything and doing crazy shit. That's insane.
Wasn't it like people who just had like screenshots of like the This Week at Bungie?
People were literally
copyright struck.
That is absolutely right. That is absolutely true. Yes, it is absolutely out of hand and it's crazy, and it is clearly someone did not understand the assignment.
Like when the company who made the game
you're getting copyright struck, yes,
on their videos. Correct. Something's wrong with the system.
Yeah, it might be. It's like a chroma key that you haven't quite dialed in, so it's finding yellow, and it's like pulling in yellow. And you're like, no, you only need green, and they're like yellow and blue. You're like, no, only green. They're like yellow and blue. Got it. So like my shirt just vanishes. Like, you are being very aggressive. You need to calm down.
Yeah.
That's nuts.
I think Bungie came out and said, like, "Hey, we're gonna
have a meeting. We're gonna have a meeting with them in the morning because this shit is not right. This should not be happening. It's happening to us as well. It's not just you guys." And they're like, "Oh, damn, okay."
I kind of wish I could have been a fly on the wall when all this stuff was happening, and then the guy, like one of the social media guys, goes, "So our videos are down for
they're like,
don't we own this?"
Yeah, they're like, we have 3 copyright strikes from ourselves, and they're like, "What?" What the fuck? Who?
Yeah, like we're claiming our Destiny stuff, but we made Destiny.
Yeah,
we own Destiny.
Yeah, that's weird.
It's weird. It suddenly becomes like the Pepe Sylvia meme with. It's like.
Yeah, it's like, and Bungie owns this, and Bungie, and Destiny, and Bungie and this, and Sony and this, and this, and this, and that, and this, and that, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this. We own all of it.
Yeah, but
yeah. Yeah, that's nuts. I hope they get that fixed because I don't want to touch anything to do with any content coverage of that shit until that's fixed. That's a nightmare. Mystery Science.
I was talking about this to get us copyright struck.
Boy, if it does, I will fucking be real mad. Mystery Science Theater 3000 people alums are making a game about riffing on old movies, which sounds...
It could be fun. I'm sure there's an audience for that sort of stuff.
Sure. I just think that, like, the fun of
I don't know how they'll get around. Well, we were just talking about DMCA. Like, how is that? Like, if a streamer plays that game on stream, can they get copyright struck because
it has to be old enough movies, right? It has to be like old public domain stuff. Yeah.
Okay.
It would have
knows?
to.
Maybe they would get it anyway. They'd be like, I know it's public domain, but that music isn't, or something like in the clip.
I believe that it's being, if I remember correctly, I believe this is being made by the people who made What the Dub.
Oh, okay.
What the Dub is a fun game.
Yeah, I've seen it.
What the Dub is the game where it's silent movie. It's like it's all silenced out, and then like it like literally
you create lines.
You create lines, and then it makes them say the thing in a robot voice. So it's like, I told you, we're not selling. I do not want to buy knives. Please stop trying to sell me knives. Or like, those fuck clowns. They fucked me. The fuck clowns have fucked me hard. And you're like, what is happening? It's a dude riding on a horse backwards. What is happening? Like, why is he saying that? The fuck clowns. The fuck clowns have got me. You're like, what? Yeah. So I can see how it would be fun. But also, I saw in the excerpt from that they had put, it literally says, make up your own jokes. Or pick one that we wrote. And I'm like, well, then you're just watching Mystery yeah, then you're just watching that fucking, whatever, man. That's fine, I guess. But and the last bit of news that I have is one that's very near and dear to my heart, but if I got this, I would just put it in a case and never touch it. The fuzzy Sonic and Knuckles controllers.
Yeah, I mean, again, like you said, it'd be cool to win them, but at the same time, my hands get sweaty when I play games, and I can only imagine what that would do to that fur.
It's like fondling
that
Grover.
Would be disgusting.
It's like fondling Grover.
Yeah, I don't need shag carpeting on my controllers.
No, sir. I will say the console that comes with those is very fucking cool. Because it has Sonic and Knuckles clashing, and then it's an S, not an X, and so it's got Sonic and Knuckles clashing, and then where the vent is, they have put a golden ring around it, so it has one of the giant Sonic rings around the vent. It looks super cool. If they want to send me one,
what contest is this from? Is it like a watch Xbox, a trailer sort of thing?
Xbox does giveaways every time there's a new thing. They're constantly just giving away consoles. Like they had one that was Garfield themed that was like a lasagna a while back, and they do them all the time. They just do these ridiculous giveaways. Like they did one for that Nicktoons All-Star Brawl where it was like you could get one that was just SpongeBob. Why not?
That's, again, all of it's cool.
Sure.
But yeah, I'm pretty sure like if I won it, I would probably just give you the controllers. Just be like, here you go. Merry Christmas.
And I would do this. And then put it away. I would touch it and go, oh, that's what that feels like. And then put it in a box and never touch it. Because I just imagine the dust collection in those, if you did not put them in a case, would just be matted and gross.
It would just be a nightmare if you just kept them out. Or God forbid you played with them for any amount of time.
Gross.
Just absorb everything.
Fucking
it would be
gross.
It would be the smelliest Xbox controller you have ever seen.
Yeah, it would eventually just smell like taint in like a week. It's just this musty, dead skin covered gross thing. And you're just like, ugh. Because here's the thing. The oil in your skin is going to change the color of the fur where your hand touches. And it's going to look real gross. Yeah, it's gonna look like you drug it through someone's ass after about a week. You're like, oh god. Like, also, you're gonna be terrible at games because
you're just gonna be like.
Also, I would imagine that eventually the hairs come loose and start getting down in the buttonholes to where your buttons start sticking.
Yeah, maybe.
Everything about that's a terrible idea.
There's a lot of risk to those furry controllers.
Yeah, everything about that's a terrible idea. I'm so glad they exist.
I definitely feel like the controllers, they should be like, these are for display only. Do not use these controllers.
Yeah, I'm so glad they exist.
You don't need them.
They just look like garbage. They just look like these cursed things, but I love them because of how shitty and stupid they are. Yeah. Yeah.
It's one of those things like I'd never use it, but I'd never wanted an Xbox controller more. Because
it's true.
It's furry
true.
Sonic and Knuckles controllers, and it's
just
literally. I guess you could say it's one of a kind. I'm sure someone somewhere could make one. It's just like glue the fur to the controller.
Someone actually pointed out. Someone was actually talking about this. I believe it was on the Giant Bombs podcast. They were talking about how what if they made that an option in Xbox's Create Controller suite that they like charged you $20 upsell to like just fur coat your controller. Yeah.
No, I'm good.
I'd buy one. I would buy one. If it allowed me to get a limited edition weird Sonic controller, I would buy the dumb blue controller.
Sure, I get it. But those probably get sold out real quick by scalpers.
That's why I'm saying that if you have to, if you go through their Create Controller suite, then it's not a limited number of a thing. So then you just buy it that way. Not saying like the Sea of Thieves controller that I'll never get that I want real bad. There's two things in Sea of Thieves that are codes that I'll never get that I really want. One of them is from the controller. I want the Ferryman set. I'll never get it because it costs too damn much. It's like $300 for a controller, and the controller is very cool, but also that code is very, very cool. The other thing is there's a company that is partnered up with Sea of Thieves that sells Sea of Thieves coffee. And if you buy the coffee, you get 2 codes. I think it's 2 codes for an emote that gives you where you literally pull out whatever tankard you have equipped and you blow on it like you're drinking coffee. You're like, like snuggly coffee. And you take sips of like your coffee. And I'm like, that's so stupid. I love it. That's so good.
But is that coffee like sold out all the time or something? Or is it expensive?
I think it's like $30, but like it's not super expensive, but still it's like, I'm here to tell you, I don't buy as much stuff offline that's not digital as I used to because porch pirates are such a goddamn thing. I have not personally had that experience because I'm very, very, I work from home and I'm very, very like constantly like doing this out the window.
You're constantly got like the blinds, just like, yeah. Given where you live, it's not surprising.
Yeah,
to be honest.
Because I don't want some dude just walking down to the gas station who's like, "Yo, free box, dog!" And he opens it, and it's like, "Why is it full of period pads?" And you're like, "Maybe you shouldn't have opened it, fucker. Give my period pads back." I can't eat these. I mean, you could.
To kind of segue to what we were planning on talking about after all this is I'm super curious what ads you're going to get after this podcast. Hey, do you eat period pads? It's like, no, not really.
Yeah, I guess we could just turn that into that could just be our discussion point of the entire thing. I will explain. Yeah, I will explain what ads I had, and then we can just go into the conversation topic of, do you think your phone is listening to you? The answer is they will say no, and they're goddamn liars. I literally the very first time,
proven time and time again, but also at the same time, people get some weird stuff, especially like Facebook ads.
Yeah.
Like my partner, she gets, and I'm really curious as to why, but she'll get like ads for like werewolf, like erotica fiction books.
Oh, she's just reading that shit and not telling you about it. That's all that is. Let's just be honest. She's literally just like, she's over there reading My Immortal Without You. She's hanging out with Dumbledore.
She would 100% tell me if she was reading that. I'm telling you right now, she can't lie to save her life. If I asked her about it, there's no way I wouldn't know. She's showed me like some of the ads she gets on Facebook. I'm just like, because some of it will actually like have excerpts from the books, and I'm like, I don't know why this is on your Facebook page. What are you? She's like, what have we talked about, or what have I said to anyone of like as to why Facebook is giving me these ads? I'm like, man, I don't know. This is why you don't take your phone into the bedroom. That's all I'm saying.
Stop howling during sex.
So
stop playing Bark at the Moon mid O face.
Stop shouting Team Jacob when you come.
Yeah, so I yelled Team Jacob and I headbutted the floor. I just
So I don't know if it's listening, and they are. I don't care what anyone says. They're
anyway,
listening.
so I yelled Team Jacob and started blasting. I don't know.
And so I'm just wondering, like, what things it heard where it's just like, oh, this is obviously the things that she likes. So in one of those things that like made me like Rolodex through a bunch of memories as to like what could have like transpired, that it was just like, oh, she obviously wants these books because she's been getting them for months at this point. Like every time she goes on Facebook, she's like, why the fuck is this still? I'm like, you should just start yelling things into your phone to like try to change it. Yeah. At this point, like just I don't know, start talking about cryptocurrency or something. That'll change your ads immediately, I'm sure.
Boy, will it. Oh, I'll get to that. So the very first time that I ever experienced that happening was actually, I used to be a pharmacy technician. When I was a pharmacy technician, I eventually saved up enough money to get my first smartphone. So I used a dinosaur flip phone for the longest time. It was like bulletproof. You couldn't break it. It was awesome. I loved that thing. It was like called like The Rock or something, but it was like this ridiculously like bulletproof phone. It was insane. And so I used the thing forever. Then I saved up enough money, got my first smartphone, which was like way out of date by the time I got it, but it was fine because it was what I got, and I was excited because I was using a flip phone, so it was fine. So I get that, and I'm talking to my boss, and I'm basically still new to pharmacy, and I was like, what is Suboxone or Suboxone or whatever this is? And they're like, oh, Suboxone, yeah, totally. That's like a drug to get people off of stuff, but it's just as fucked up as the drug itself. And you're like, cool. All right, wonderful. Thanks for letting me know that. And then when I went home, it was like, if you were a loved one or experiencing addiction, whatever. And I started getting Suboxone ads, and I was like, the fuck? So now mentioning this, I will take pictures. If I start getting ads for that, I will do that. I will take pictures, screenshot that shit, because
I hope you do. I want to see your weird Suboxone ads.
So I like hats. I love hats. I wear hats all the time. I've got captain's hats, top hats, flat caps. I like hats. I like the hats that I like. I don't have a ton of hats, but every hat that I have is special to me. I like them all. And so I was looking at, it's very topical now, but
starting getting haberdashery ads.
I was looking into, yes, that is true. That is actually true. Because I was looking into peaked caps at one point, because I do like the way like the Creole like looking, like not like officer hats, but they're like the officer hats that are like for like rag bands and stuff. Like they like they're like brown, but they're not like big emblems and shit on them. So I just wanted like one of those. I was like, I'll look into them. And so I was looking into that, and they never showed up. But then like it started showing me like, because I clicked on a pork pie hat at one point and was looking at that because I like the way that style of hat looks too. Yeah. And so I was looking through those, and then like I just started getting the pork pie ads being brought back to me. Like, well, you clicked on this one, you should look at it. And I was looking at like an Ushanka, because I was like, it does get cold, and that does help with your ears, and I also like the way those hats look, so maybe I should get an Ushanka. And I looked at it, and then I started getting Ushanka ads for like a week. It was just like every time I open Facebook, it's like, here's Ushankas in your area. And I'm like, why are there Ushankas in my area? I live in Alabama. This doesn't make any goddamn sense. And so that was weird. But yeah, they're absolutely listening. They have to be. But the ads that I got one after we talked about the Dr. Disrespect dumb NFT shit that should not exist. I got an ad that says, I was watching one of Stephen Colbert's videos, and underneath that video popped up an ad that says, the Cryptoverse is coming. Cryptoverse land auction now live. Immersive gaming experiences. Watch live 3D action inside the Cryptoverse's PvP dome. And I'm going to try to hold this up to the screen, and this is only going to play on video, but it's not going to look very good to the video because my camera is not going to pick it up very well.
I feel like we need to like tweet out the pictures that were
I will put them on my Twitter. I will tweet them out. But here's the first one is this Ahegao, like looks like Tracer from Overwatch looking woman here that you can
like
barely
Tracer
see.
mixed with Belle Delphine.
Yeah, like it's ridiculous. And so I got that, and I sent that to him.
You sent me that screenshot, and I had to go line by line by what I was seeing. Where it's like,
I did too, and it was on my phone.
A weird, like, what the fuck is this metaverse? They want him to buy fucking land in the metaverse.
Correct.
And then I was like, well, that's fucking weird. We just got talking about that, so of course they're listening. Yeah. And then you get to like where the eyes are. I'm like, why the hell is this in, like, why are they giving you an ad with a weird ad? If anyone knows what that face is for, you would be putting it in a crypto ad, unless she's like, maybe. Oh, metaverse.
Yeah, she's like
she's like that. She is super excited for the metaverse, apparently. Like, you could not be more excited. And like, and I'm really glad that I don't have a lot of those ads on my YouTube, because I can only imagine what I would also be getting, because it's like the banner ads that I see. That's the
annoying thing about the phone version of YouTube, is that it's a lot easier for them to slip a banner ad underneath the video than it is on the desktop. It's really annoying because they'll just slide them in. But the other one that I got, that I already tweeted this one out, but I tweeted it out at YouTube and was like, what is this? Like, what is this ad I got? I got an ad that says, and I quote, "God needs you to have a Bible on your phone." I don't remember those scriptures where they talked about phones, I'll be honest. I've read the Bible from cover to cover, and I don't remember those chapters.
No, God is adapting. He's trying to adapt to the new technological wave that we have been experiencing. So he's realized that print is dead, and you need it on your phone.
But here's the thing that kills me, is that it says in the picture, God needs you to have a Bible on your phone, and then on one side it says accept, on the other side it says decline. If you click either one of those, it's going to take you to that product. Also, on this side it says install, and on this side is the download button. So it doesn't matter which side of that you pick, you're also going straight to the product. And then it actually says Holy Bible King James Version, Bible KJV, Daily Bible verse, start talking to God now. I don't think you need an ad to talk to God. You might need drugs to see God.
Maybe he's got a cell phone. He's finally got a phone number, and he's finally joined us in the technological age, and we have a direct line to them.
You might need, like I said, you might need drugs to see God, but you don't need a phone app to talk to him. As far as I understand, that's not how that works. So,
but also running through the just text vomit in that product, where it's just like, is it the Bible, or do you just get daily Bible quotes?
Yeah, is it the Bible? Is it just a digital version of the Bible? Is it a daily quote app? Or is it a thing where you're supposed to actually be able to talk to God? Because that ad is telling me it's all three.
Also, telling you right now, if I see you on the phone and I'm like, who are you talking to? And you go, God, I might have you committed.
I'm going to assume that God is your pimp.
Are you talking to God now? Do you see God?
No, sorry.
It's like a weird time for you suddenly staring into the sky.
Are you there, God? No, It's
like when you're with one of your cats and it just like starts just
looking off, and you're like, what is up there? You like pull out your phone and start trying to spectrogram and see what you can see. No, I saw something that I thought was a spider on my roof, and it turns out it's just a lightning bug. Don't know what lightning bugs are doing out in this time of the year. I think he's lost, but that's weird. Anyway. Yeah, I thought lightning bugs came out in fall. I did not know they were out this early, but he is definitely...
They're usually out in the summer.
Okay, well, it's fucking not that yet, so I don't know what he's doing. Alabama weather is weird.
Maybe your house is secretly a firefly breeding ground. You don't know.
Hot. Yeah. Fire festival. Woo.
Yeah. That's what you need in your house, a fire festival.
No, thank you. I don't want anything to do with any of that. I'm good.
But yeah, you suddenly, we're talking about, maybe having a direct line to God. It's like...
Yeah, well, I would like to. If I have there are stream highlights of me recording content in the past where bugs jumped off of me on the roof. So ever since then, I'm paranoid now. I will always look around, and so when I see something and I'm like, "That's not roof," I'm like, "What is that?" So yeah. I will never forget the highlight where I was playing World of Warcraft on stream, and I had a giant water bug jump from the ceiling onto me because it thought I was a tree, and I literally was like, anyway, so I'm gonna walk across the because it like lands on my hand, and I like flick my hand like this, like, and I like fucking like have a come apart, and I'm like, and everybody's like, what is happening? Because it happened so fast you can't see the bug. Yeah. Like it happened so fast. It was just like, and you
it just looks like you have a stroke.
Yeah, and you just see me just like Holy Ghost, Holy Spirit, activate, Holy Spirit, activate. Like this guy's losing his mind right now. What is happening? The drugs kicked in all at once. Yeah, that's not what it was, but yeah, it was. I was like, oh, you know what? I'll actually open Facebook right now and see what my ads are.
I can only imagine what you're getting. I don't really log on to Facebook enough to really see a lot of that stuff, or at least if I do log on Facebook at this point, I log on for, I don't know, 30 seconds.
Yeah.
See if
Facebook has tuned into what I will actually click on, and so now every single ad that I get is some game where it's some giant boobed anime lady, and they're like, sure, get free drawings now, and I'll look at the game, and if the game looks nothing like the art, I'll be like, that artist should be paid more because that game looks nothing like that. And then I'll keep clicking. Yeah, I'll keep clicking on it, and then I just watched a king steal the armor from somebody. Here's a Fallout Shelter knockoff that is trying to be an ad. They're like, look at this Fallout Shelter thing. It's fake Fallout Shelter. Like, you can have sex with her. And I'm like, weird flex, but okay. And then,
also, it's a weird thing to have in a mobile game, because if I'm out somewhere playing my game and it's just like time to fuck, I'm like, I don't want to do that right now.
Yeah,
I'm at a Walmart. I don't need to look at this.
It's so weird.
Well, at least it's dialed into what you might actually look at, and
but here's the thing:
maybe we can attract them to our metaverse with this weird face that we're making.
I have found a couple of games that have been quite fun, and have also had very tasty art, not tasteful, but tasty art for the character designs. Sure. But most of them are like, it's bait and switch. They're like, oh, we'll put this really cool art up front, and then you click on the game, and like everything is like really not good art. You're like, these character models look like garbage. What the fuck is this? Like everything's a chibi. Like everything in the actual art for the game promo is like full rendered, really good looking characters, and you get in the game and they're like characters this big, and their heads are 4/5 of their body. And then it's like
this is not what I came for.
And then it's like you have this much energy. Come back later. Your energy has to refill, or you can buy some energy. And I'm like, I'm not fucking buying energy. Fuck off. Get away from my face.
You've lost me.
Yes.
You had me and you lost me.
I absolutely think 5,000% that you're fucking. Here's the thing. Not only is your phone listening to you, but your IP provider is making money off selling the information of what sites you're going to.
100%. Like every website you have to go into the cookie settings nowadays. So
yeah, and not only are they getting your information and selling it, but your IP, your ISP is getting that information and selling it. And then they're like, we're also going to charge you for the internet. So the internet should probably be free because they make enough fucking money off selling your information. But
also, incognito mode does not do what you think it does.
Sure it doesn't. It basically just makes it where your history doesn't show up for you, which then makes it harder for you to find that porn site you were watching in the first place. So you should probably just let it be in your history so you can find it again later without having to look it up.
Just let them just let it know where you want to go in the first place.
Yeah,
save yourself some time.
Save yourself some time, because you're not going to be able to hide it from anybody who actually wants to fucking know. Just don't do creepy shit, and you won't have to hide it. Like if you're into feet, let it be known you're into feet. If you're into fucking pregnant ladies, or if you're into fucking like people of different ethnicities, like just let it fucking know. You don't have to fucking hide it. There are things you should definitely be burning in hell for. That is not one of them. Good God. Yeah. There's,
and if you're worried about it, just get the Bible on your phone. You're fine.
yeah. Talk to God. Talk to God directly. You literally just be like, if they're like, oh, we gotta get this guy. He's a pervert. And you're like, I'm sorry. I'm talking to God. I'm sorry. Hold on one moment. Hold on, Lord. I'll be right back. How can I help you, gentlemen? And they're like, fuck.
Or, talk to God about your porn preferences. Cause if God made you, he made you that way.
You're like, hey, God, do you know who beep, 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 beep is? Man, doesn't she gargle a microphone good? And God's like, yeah, bruh, high five.
It's like when people talk about a thing made in your image, that's some weird images that you have.
Tiny penis humiliation. God's into it. He wouldn't have made it if he wasn't into it. It exists, and if you go off that whole we're made in God's image,
if it wasn't part of his plan. There it is.
You give the devil too much credit. God likes financial domination as well, apparently, by that standard, which is really stupid. Yeah. This really just falls apart, but also so does the Bible when you open it. So whatever, we're all making it up as we go.
What other group can we piss off?
Yeah, I was gonna say, great, J.K. Rowling's we're being mean
WB,
to, yeah, we're being fucking
Christianity, Russia, any ISP providers.
But here's the thing.
Google.
But but if you notice, here's how we've pissed them off. We have been pro-trans rights and sex positive.
Yeah.
Who's wrong? Not us. Thank you, bitch.
Depends on your perspective, unfortunately.
Thank you, bitch. You're wrong. Russia is in the wrong.
Yeah.
J.K. Rowling is in the wrong.
And anyone who gets mad at me about porn preferences, they're wrong too.
Yes, correct. I don't have to like feet to allow you to like feet. Just because you have a personal rating on footfinderfuckdog.com, I don't have to.
You lost the thread at the end there?
Or I found the thread.
No, because there was a dog at the end of it.
Was it dog or dong?
I'm pretty sure you said dog. At least that's what I heard. If it's dong, that's fine. If it's dog, you might want to tweak it.
Or just
workshop that title a little.
It's not mine. That was your history I was reading.
Yeah. Pull out your Google history here.
Yeah, exactly. Mine is going to be like, anime lady. It's like, cool. I'm cool.
I have these ranks based on breast size.
They're all 10 out of 10. Anyway.
I think on that note,
your phone is definitely listening to you. Your phone is definitely listening to you. Trans rights are human rights. You should not kink shame people.
No.
I will say this. I will admit this, and I hate this about myself, and I'm working on it. I'm a very sex positive person. I still, due to years of indoctrination from a Christian church as a child, still, when I have a moment alone and I masturbate, or when I have a moment with my partner and we are intimate, I will immediately after it is done have this gut-wrenching, terrible feeling of guilt that floods in out of nowhere. I do not feel bad about what I did, but my brain has been taught that I should feel bad, and if I don't immediately repent, I will go to hell. So, because this is what I was taught growing up, I literally, I'm not kidding you, will literally be like, boy, that was satisfying. Father God, forgive me my sins, Lord, in Jesus' name I pray, amen. And it's like, that's so fucked up that I think that way. That like I do not
knee-jerk reaction, you can't help it.
Correct. Yeah. That I am not a follower of Christianity, and because of how fucked up it has made some of the ways that like I do stuff like that's like not even something that I'm doing. Like I'm like, I don't care if you're Christian. It's fine. Believe your thing. There are a lot more open-minded Christians like in the world now than there used to be. There are also some really fucked up.
They're not televised as much.
Correct. There's also some people who are like, I will share send you an envelope for $19.95, and if you will send a seed, soul, and faith, I will send you back another thing. And you're like, cool, what is it? You got a bottle of water. You're like, what is this, Kabbalah now? Get the fuck out of here. Anyway.
Well, the guy that could blow away COVID. That was
yeah. He blew it, and it mutated off of his rank-ass breath like 3 times. But... that's a crazy fucking thing, is that like I will literally just be like, there's nothing, it's a completely innocuous thing, nothing is wrong with what I'm doing, it is totally just human and actually healthy to do that, it's a healthy thing. And then I'm like, literally like, I'm like, fuck, anyway, go back about my day. It's like, okay, great, wonderful. Like, you're also taught, like, so here's like, okay, we'll end on this because we're already here now, we're talking about it, we might as well just talk about it. But like, when I was a teenager, I was very inquisitive, and I broke preachers a lot because I would ask them questions and they would go, because it's God's will. And you're like, yeah. That's stupid. So I literally said,
I think we all got taken out of Bible school a few times.
If you kill yourself, you don't have a chance to repent, correct?
It's got dark.
Okay.
Yeah, sure.
Okay. Don't kill yourself. But I asked a preacher, I said, hey, if you do that, you don't have a chance to repent, so you're guaranteed to go to hell, correct? And he's like, yes. I said, what if you drink poison and then you're sitting there for 30 minutes waiting for it to take effect, or 5 minutes or whatever, so you have time to repent? So you have committed the sin of making yourself die, and then you're like, please forgive me for what I did, I feel bad. So now you're gone. And now you have had enough time. If I
jump off a building, do I have time to repent then?
Yes, correct. Yeah, absolutely. If you're fast enough, if you're like, So like, that's the thing. And I asked them that, and they're like, don't do it. I'm like, well, no shit, I'm not gonna do it. But I was also a very depressed teenager, so I came close a couple times. But like, I'm better now. I'm good. But like,
people have those thoughts. It
is human to have those thoughts. It is. There is help.
It's not healthy necessarily.
It's not healthy, but also being a teenager is not healthy in general. Full stop. No. Being a teenager will fucking obliterate you. It will take you and beat the fuck out of you, especially if you're involved in any religion, especially Christianity. In my personal opinion, it has not been great. It really stressed a lot of interactions.
Your personal experience has definitely colored your opinion of the religion itself.
Boy, it sure did. Colored it blood red and doo-doo feces. I don't have high viewpoints for that particular thing. Yeah. But yeah, when I asked that, they were just like, don't do it. Like that was their response. It wasn't like here, we're not looking for to
help you see the loopholes.
Right.
Just like, don't do it.
Right. They're like, let me break down why this is why God says you're still going to hell. And they're just like, I don't, but he's right though. I don't. Don't do that. Don't do that. You're like, I wasn't gonna.
Just don't do it. You don't have to apologize if you don't do it. Just don't do it.
Yeah. You don't have to apologize. Yeah, don't do that. Yes. No. I agree. The world's a dark place right now.
It's a dark place right now.
Yes, the world seems to be getting darker.
We can bring a little light with the stupid shit we say on camera.
Yes, absolutely. That is one of the reasons that that is part of my reason for wanting to start Still Standing, and that is why we're called Still Standing and not like the Jelly Time Game Commanders or some dumb thing that was like more video game related. Like that's why
we're saving that for our Call of Duty clan.
Sure, there you go. But that's why we chose the name Still Standing, is because everyone has been through bullshit. You don't know what everyone's going through, and you don't have to know to celebrate the fact that they're still here. And so that's what Still Standing literally stands for, is, hey, life sucks, but life can also be fun, and we can all come together and just have a good time, talk about video games, and just forget that and celebrate life.
There's plenty of darkness, but there's plenty of brightness and beauty as well.
Absolutely. And so that's where the name comes from. You only get to enjoy it
if you're still here.
Yes. And so celebrating the fact that, like, look, here's the thing. Everyone has a number, and eventually your number gets called. But we can celebrate everybody who is still here and celebrate those whose numbers have been called. all at once, and that's just kind of that's where the branding and the name of that comes from, is that sole mission statement of let's just fucking have fun. The world's a dark place. So that's why it's still standing, and why the triumphant fist raise and the whole thing is based off of that, which was like
we've been through some dark shit, but we're still
Yes. You've had your guts explode. I had a virus that literally made me almost die. They put me in triage for like forever and locked me in there. And we're like, we don't know what that is. It's an unnamed super virus. We're going to lock you in this room. And eventually, if you're not dead, we'll let you go home. And you're like, what? What? Like, I'm literally like, I couldn't lift my arms. I was like a Orochimaru. Like, I literally couldn't use my arms. They like went numb, and then my legs went, and so I couldn't drive. So I was literally like driving with my elbows because I couldn't move my arms. And so I got to my at the time, the girl I was dating, and she drove me to the hospital. And it was just like all this shit. And it was just like, okay, well, I've survived. And then COVID happened, and we were like, you know what? We've been through some shit, and we're still going through some shit. We're never going to stop going through shit. No, so might as well just make a thing and just fucking celebrate the fact that we're all still here and have a good fucking time, because we've been talking about somewhere. We've been talking about this shit forever. And if we can have more people who can all come together and find their fucking tribe through us, then here we are. Let's get our fucking tribe together. Let's have a good time. Let's have fun. So if you ever...
is what we're trying to say.
Correct. Yes. I'm glad that you're here. If you're watching this, if you're watching this at some point in the past,
you're listening to it.
Hey, thanks.
You're sensing this somehow through the ether. If you can do that, let me know. I'm interested.
Yes. I want to know how to do that. Please tell me.
We are super glad that you're here.
Yes. I do not pull my punches when it comes to talking about sex stuff. That's just, sex is normalized. You should normalize sex more. Sex work is real work. Like, I will always beat that drum. I'm not out there with an OnlyFans wanging my dick out for people to buy, but also
no one wants to see it. No one wants to see my dick anyway.
But also,
actually, one person wants to see my dick, and even she, I think, is ambivalent sometimes.
I was gonna be like, it's not me. It's not me.
Yeah.
Sorry, guys. Sorry not to kill that. Sorry to kill that fan fiction. Sorry to kill that fan fiction, but yeah, it's not me. The beach. But it's just one of those things where, like, I think that if you are doing something for work, you should get paid for it. If people appreciate what you're doing, whether it be showing off your body, it's a thing you don't have to do, but if you're doing that, people should be able to pay you for that. Like, I don't care. That's not, I could like, there's this weird stigma where you're like, oh, that person does this, and we should totally, like, they're icky because they're naked on film. And it's like, they're not icky, and you can see they're not icky. You can literally see all the ways they're not icky. They're not wearing clothes. If they were covered in shit, you could see that. They're not gross. You're just a weirdo. So stop being weird. Trans rights are human rights. Feed the goddamn kids. Going back to some classics.
Yeah, there we go.
I still stand by all those things that I've said. I will not back down from them.
I don't think there's any reason to not still stand by those things.
Nope. That's just, I feel like if you have a platform, you should make where you stand on that known, because I don't want there to ever be any doubt where people are like, oh, well, he hasn't said where he stands on this. No, bitch, I have. You just didn't listen. Like, I promise I've said it. Like, I think scumbags are scumbags. Like, and I think the good people are often ostracized and treated unfairly, and it's bullshit.
I don't think I've pulled my punches in anything I've ever said, which has resulted in more than a few scars.
Yeah, has also,
both emotionally and physically.
Has also resulted in bottles being broken over people's heads. But you know what? We're still here.
Still standing.
Yeah, we're just gonna end it, because we eventually we will come up with an ending that sounds fancy and will be better on branding. But until then, we just kind of ramble to a stop and then go, hey, I love you, see you later. Which is honestly kind of how it goes with a natural conversation. So
it's just like talking with some friends. You guys keep going until you run out of things to say for that moment, and then maybe maybe next week we'll have another conversation and we'll ramble again.
I just kind of love that we have this one topic and we talk about it, and then it goes off the rails, and it kind of
I don't think the rails have ever actually existed.
Instead of being like, because that's why I named the episodes off of a quote from something in the episode, and not where it's like, oh, this is the episode about the strike, or we're talking about this topic, or like, are games allowed to fail, or like whatever. I don't name them those things. I name them like disrespectful monkey pictures or something, because like it's something that is like, that's a quote from that, and then when you get to the subject, we will tell you what the subject is, and that's where we're going to start, and we're not going to end there. We'll never end there. That's a fact. You're just never going to end there. It is an actual, but that's the thing, is instead of confining us and siloing in the conversation to making you stay on this point, the conversation flows like it actually does when you're not on camera. Like when we're actually playing like Elden Ring together and we're having a conversation, it goes like that. It actually flows through different topics. We don't just stay on one brand. We're not just like J.K. Rowling is a buttmonger for the entire conversation. Like that's not a thing.
I think we could go an hour and a half with that, but
I think I could. I'm pretty sure I could. I'm almost positive I could. I'm thinking. I'm looking at it.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Yes, I definitely could.
Give me a couple days prep time, and I'll have a PowerPoint for you.
So Joe Zombie with prep is more powerful than Batman with prep. Yep, I see that. That's checks out. Checks out. He will argue with Batman until he gives up. I get it. I'm seeing it now. It's right here. I'm seeing it.
I've done it to people before, and I will do it again.
Yeah, that's true.
It's gonna happen.
It's true. So thank you so much if you've listened to this far in. Thank you. We love you. We have more stuff coming up. We will have, I need to, this will be edited and uploaded. So this is fine. I'm sorry. This is whatever. But we've got more Inscription coming. We've got to record for more Sucker for Love. That's a thing that'll be coming soon because we've got to do those endings and then do chapter 3. So that's got to be coming to a close at some point, but it's still got quite a few episodes. It's looking like we've got probably at least 3 episodes left of that as it's going.
We're in a conversation of necessarily what we're going to do after.
So. Yes. So look forward to whatever replaces that in the rotation. But we still got more of that fancy Lynetta dump truck to have. So don't pull out just yet. And then Inscription is just beginning, so that's fun. We've already got a couple episodes of that in the docket. And then we've got to record a Rune Factory 5 video today, and that'll go out at some point. And then we've got to do a Tiny Tina one later in the week. That'll come out.
That comes out.
Yeah, that'll come out, and then we'll do that one. And then from there, we're just going to see what happens, because I've got some really awesome ideas for new shows and stuff. But once we get we've got the pipeline starting to flow. And once it gets nailed down, there's just 2 of us. It's literally me doing the editing and uploading, and then us getting together as our schedules allow and doing all this stuff. So if you're like, what do you mean the weather made it where you couldn't record that day? Why didn't you record a bunch in advance? It's like, well, because we do all the recording in advance, but also the weather happened on recording day. So what do you do? So that is where that goes. And
pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
Yeah, basically. So it is what it is. We love you. Thank you for watching, and we will see you all again very soon. My name is Dead Action Jones. You can find me here and on Twitter. And at some point, I'll start streaming again once I get, again, the pipeline. Once the pipeline gets nailed out, I'll be able to have more free time to do stuff. But and then we'll do some fun stuff. But here in Twitter is where you'll find me as of now. So
yeah, I've been Joe Zombie, and you can find me in the same places here, Twitter. Mm-hmm. I don't tweet too much. I've never been great at the social medias, but I'm trying, as it were.
He is trying. We're trying to teach a old dog a trick as it goes. But we will talk to you all soon. And on that note, before I start doing pallbearer impressions again, because otherwise I'm going to be like, goodbye.
There you go. That's the end.
I hope you have a good day. Anyway, love your face. See you later. Bye.
Bye.